And good evening from Glens Falls High School. Welcome to another season of Glens Falls Greenjackets football on YouTube. Hi, everyone. Ken Lucchese along with the one, the only Tim Drawbridge. Tim, boy, 9 months flew by.
9 months certainly did fly by, but not for the Greenjackets, having played in that championship game against the Baltimore Rams in the middle of February. So the season continued, the workouts continued. And from that standpoint, it's good, especially considering the fact that 6 teams were lined up, or the Greenjackets tried to have a preseason game with one of 6 teams, and nobody would scrimmage them. So their first game and their practices have basically been their preseason and trying to get into a rhythm that they were able to carry into February and now try to reestablish here at the end of June.
Yeah, they come off a tough 18-14 loss at the hands of the Middleborough Cobras out in Geddes Field. They were down 12-0. Came back to take the lead on a couple of John Stasinski touchdowns, one on a kickoff return, another one on a short TD pass reception from Caleb Condon. And then, Middleborough would score with 10 minutes left. Greenjackets had a chance to win the thing, and they fumbled deep inside the red zone, right around the 5-yard line and stuff. And a tough loss, but like you were saying, trying to find a scrimmage. And I was talking with Hank Pelton earlier this week about it, and he says to me, Ken, you know what the problem is? A lot of teams in New York don't want to travel.
No.
It's a travel issue. They're willing for you to come up there, but I'm just like, you tell me you couldn't get something with like some of the teams like the Watertown Red and Black, or some of the teams we knew from the old Empire Football League or the New York Football League to come in. And he goes, no, it's they want to play, but guess what? They want you to do the traveling. They don't want to have to do the traveling for something like that.
Yeah, I caught practice on Tuesday night here at Putnam Field, and you could see that the coaching staff on the offensive side of the ball was going through the basics: footwork, route running, being precise. And defensively, no game film from Southern Vermont, as it looks like Southern Vermont has won the toss, and they will make the choice and defer to the second half, and the Greenjackets will go on offense first. So that being said, I'm very interested to see now how Quentin Austin responds to that fumble late in the game a couple of weeks ago, because he looked very focused and determined in practice on Tuesday night.
Yeah, it is. And you look at this Southern Vermont Storm team. Last year they were inactive. They came back, and they've come back with a vengeance with two shutouts in their first 2 games. But what we're going to do is we're going to rise, is take everything. I'm going to stand as we get ready for the playing of our national anthem. I've never been more confused for a national anthem, because I'm so used to seeing the flagpole.
Please observe a moment of silence tonight for a long-time Glens Falls football coach, baseball coach, man with so many athletic endeavors and education opportunities in the area. Tonight we'd like to recognize the passing, a moment of silence for Dave Casey. Thank you so much.
As we were saying, as we get set for our opening kickoff here between the Greenjackets and Southern Vermont Storm on YouTube, the flagpole is usually, I'm looking for the flagpole over there. on the visitor side of the bleachers. I'm like, oh, there's nothing there. I'm looking for the American flag, and I'm like, okay, I'll just aim towards that way where everybody else is aiming towards.
They were looking at the flagpole on the house over in the corner there. So nice audible by the teams on the field. And a mention by our public address announcer, Danny Miner. We know Danny's voice with the Adirondack Thunder locally and radio with regional and CKM for years. Dave Casey, somebody that was synonymous with a number of different sports, a variety of responsibilities. And one of the sports that Danny didn't mention was girls volleyball. And I always would cross paths with Dave in a quick high running in between matches during the state volleyball championships over at Coolin Arena over the years. So a big loss in our community here the last couple of days.
Getting ready to kick it off will be the Southern Vermont Storm. They'll be going from left to right here as back for the Greenjackets, number 84, John Stasinski, and one of the newcomers for the Greenjackets. He wears number 28. Getting ready to kick it off is Linnea Diachile. She was a kicker for Greenwich High School. And I got lucky to say I saw her kick one game against the Corinth Tomahawks by one visit down to Jordy Jackson Field.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to see her kick as a senior. She's getting ready to kick it off as the Greenjackets will be going from right to left.
Remember, a couple of weeks ago, Stasinski had the 78-yard kickoff return to open up the second half back in week 1.
And we are set, and here's the kick. Short little end over end. And it'll be taken by number 14. That's Jordan Charbonneau, one of the newcomers for the Greenjackets, and he makes a nice move, and he's tackled at the 37-yard line.
All right, see how Glens Falls comes out offensively. Not going to telegraph anything from practice the other night, but again, you know that their strength is with quick-hitting passes and the running game, as we were very well aware of from last season.
We have rain in the forecast throughout the night, winds gusting out of the east-southeast as this storm is rolled in through today and to parts of tomorrow. And yeah, I'm talking about the weather, and I've got the meteorologist to my right. So first,
we just got that from Bob Kovacic, right? He's still working even though he's retired.
1st and 10. Caleb Condon, number 17, in a shotgun formation. Long snap count, handoff to number 3, James Prastio Jr. He takes it right off the right tackle, and we'll get about 5 on the first play from scrimmage.
Prastio had some good comments coming out of that national championship game back in February. It wasn't the result they were looking for, but it wasn't a complete loss. And here James is sitting there going, there was stuff that was learned and lessons that were learned, and I think they're also going to take the loss from week 1 against Middleborough in the same capacity and kind of build to what they would like to go back to, which is another national championship game this year.
That was a tough loss down in Florida, losing on a bad punt return, and that's a bad punt kick, and it happens. That special teams played a big part of that game.
Huge part of that game.
2nd down and 4. Here's the handoff again to number 3, James Prastio Jr. He's tackled behind the line of scrimmage for about a loss of 1.
It's good penetration over on that side of the line. In on that play, number 23, Kyrie Tillery, a name very familiar to the Capital District faithful.
Loss of 1 on the play, just underway here, 13:38 in the first quarter. I'm Ken Lucchese, he's Tim Drawbridge, glad to be back after 9 months off. I was telling everybody, you know what? CFL's nice, but it's not Greenjackets football. It's good to be back on 4 downs in a 100-yard field, and I don't have to worry about a C in the middle where the 55-yard line is. Now, 3rd and 5 on a rainy night here on the the west side of Glens Falls now. Condon got a man in motion. That's Trayvon Carpenter, the tight end, number 86, looking to throw over the middle.
Nice.
Got his receiver at the 50-yard line. That's number 84, John Stasinski. 1st down at the 48 of the Storm.
And that's one of the things they were working on during the course of the week. Their form and function of their routes, running the precise routes, having the timing, having Caleb Condon make one read and then quickly make the second read if the first available receiver isn't there.
So they move the chains. Ball's on the Storm 48. Again, Greenjackets in a shotgun formation. Long snap count as rain comes down. And the Greenjackets going in the wind. Here's the keeper by number 17, Caleb Condon. Ducks one tackler, and he's going to get tackled for about a loss of about 1 yard at the 49.
Nice.
Stop. Go ahead.
Nice backside pursuit by Jalik Allen. Again, this is something they were setting up on the previous plays with Prasio going to the far side. This time, Condon pulls the ball out of Prasio's stomach to come to the near side. But again, a great read by Allen and the Storm.
One good thing about being here on the turf, you don't have to worry about the mud.
Oh, there was a couple of games last year that were a deluge at East Field.
Yeah, and it was weird how it would come over from South Glens Falls side. You could just see it rolling towards Dix Avenue and heading our way. 2nd and 11 from midfield. Here's the inside handoff, and that is Quentin Austin, number 21. Austin with a nice gain of about 7. Bring up a 3rd down and 4.
Both Austin and Prastio, similar in terms of height and stature, but slightly different in running styles, where Prastio will kind of feel around and then hit the gas. And Austin there saw a little hole, shot through it, got through to the second level with another burst of acceleration. It was a good gain on 2nd down.
Quentin Austin, when he was at Glens Falls High School, was more a receiver. He was stuck in that backfield mess with the guy who's now playing over at U-Albany, and I can't remember his name. It's going to come to me in about 10 minutes from now, but here's the 3rd down and 3. Condon looking to throw. He's got a wide open receiver. Stasinski at the 32 for the 1st down.
Nice route by Stasinski. Again, if you think back to the championship game here in late September of last year, it was Condon and Stasinski having that nonverbal communication and the read of the fact that the safety ended up playing down low and then took the bite coming up on the approach, and Stasinski read it. The two of them have very good chemistry together, and if they can continue that success for Glens Falls and the Greenjackets again this year.
1st and 10 from the 32 of the Storm. Austin to the right, to the left of Condon. Condon wearing number 17, Austin number 21. And here's the fake handoff. This one's complete to James Prastio Jr. Prastio Jr. number 3 inside the 20 to the 18 and another 1st down.
And you see this all the time with Prastio. He was the slot receiver on the near side. 3-step route turned inside. Condon delivers. It was a great view for Condon. Nobody was between the two of them. And then he just has this knack for not only being elusive in his running style, but he almost wants the physical contact to be able to lower his shoulder and drive his hips and legs into you.
Prastio number 3 set up in a slot formation to the left, to the right of Jordan Charbon on number 14. Long snap count. In motion comes Prastio. Here's the quick pitch to 21, Quentin Austin, to the 15, to the 10, inside the 10, to about the 7-yard line.
Nice blocking out there. Prastio was out in front. 54, Tariq Minix was the left tackle out there on his guy, maintaining his block, which was key. And then you had Charbonneau out there blocking too.
And we got ourselves a timeout on the field as the Storm will take the first of their 3 timeouts here, 9:05. And this is something that the Storm isn't used to. The Storm hasn't given up a point all year defensively. They pitched a couple of shutouts, 28-0 in their first game, and 41-0 last week.
They had 5 sacks, 5 turnovers in that game, beating the Vermont Ravens 41-0, and offensively, a 5-1 total yard advantage. So you're absolutely right, Kenny. They're not used to giving up points. And secondly, I don't think they expected Glens Falls to come out in a very...
It's been a 50-50 mix so far. You've seen, and he hasn't, and the great thing about it is that Condon's been finding the open guy. It's been one of those situations where he's looking for his receiver, and he's not afraid to say, look, I'm not going to throw it away. I'm going to, if the one, my first read isn't there,
Yep.
I'll go to my second and third. Luckily, he's been able to find those. The 2 receptions by Stasinski and the third one to James Prascio Jr. Other games this weekend, Rhode Island Riptide, they are underway at Foley Stadium in Worcester, Mass, taking on the Wildcats. That going underway at 6:30 tomorrow afternoon at 2 p.m. at Norwich University. The Middleborough Cobras take on the Vermont Ravens. So first and goal from the 5-yard line.
Stasinski one-on-one on the far side.
Austin goes from the right side to the left as the lights brighten up here at Glens Falls High School. Looking for Stasinski in the end zone.
Got him.
Does he have it? And he does. Touchdown, John Stasinski. He went over the top of the defensive back and brought it down and was able to stay in bounds.
You could see Condon move the running back from his right side to his left side. So Austin went to the left, allowed him to kind of, when he got the snap, look at the safety, gave Stasinski enough time to start getting into his route, and then got it perfectly in the back corner of the end zone, the only place that John could grab it.
And Alex Roca, one of the newcomers, getting ready to kick the extra point. Roca, kicker from Queensbury High School, wrapped up his college career at Division III Cortland State. And they had a great run in the Division III playoffs. Here's the kick. It is down. It is up and good. In fact, one of his teammates, Cole Burgess, who was a Greenwich alum, has a tryout coming up with the Green Bay Packers, speaking of that.
Awesome.
So Condon to Stasinski, time of the touchdown is 5:55 on the opening drive of the first quarter, and it's 7-0 Greenjackets.
A very good, and this is the word I was looking for before, Kenny, disciplined drive. Everything they were working on in practice this week, you saw in that drive. Condon being patient and focused, good footwork. The receivers running precise routes, good footwork. Also, the timing they were trying to develop during the course of the week or reestablish. You could see that in that drive. Very nice. 6 minutes, you've established the tone here in the first half.
And we're going to see the Southern Vermont Storm on offense for the first time. Their quarterback is number 16. His name is Curtis Dowers. Their key running back, his name is Levante Wiggins, number 33. A couple of years ago, he was the league MVP. So he is definitely a threat. Getting ready back to receive the kick, number 3 is Michael Temple, along with number 9, Joey Ward.
Dowers had, go ahead, Kenny.
No, go ahead.
4 passing touchdowns in week 1 in that 41-0 rousting of the Ravens.
So Condon won a perfect 4 for 4 on the opening drive here that went 63 yards. Now Roca will get ready to kick it off.
That game for Southern Vermont, Joey Ward and Frank Corderio.
Let's watch him Roca in warm-ups, at least with his field goal attempts, and kicking the opposite direction with the wind behind him. He had nice long-distance range, something to look ahead toward the second quarter.
Let's see what he does here on this with the wind into him. He'll kick it off high and over end, taking about the 17. That's going to be taken by Temple. Temple to the 31, to the 29-yard line.
Quentin
I believe
Austin.
I believe that was Quentin Austin. Also help from number 40, Jacob Keast.
Austin got the returner, down low his feet. Best way to get somebody, and let's see what the Storm do now on their first offensive possession.
Football brought to you by the Fire Rock Restaurant at Kingsbury National Golf Course.
Again, we mentioned Dowers, 4 passing touchdowns a couple of weeks ago. Tillery, somebody to keep an eye on. Number 6, Mark Turman as well.
First down and 10.
Jalen Hill or Valentino Smith. There's 2 number 4s on the roster, so we'll give them both props. In the backfield is number 33, Levante Wiggins, to the right of Curtis Dowers, the quarterback. 2 wide receivers split out either side of the field. And here's the handoff to Wiggins. Wiggins to the 30, cuts inside to about the 33-yard line. Eric France on the tackle, number 30.
Baratow ended up coming up over center and basically came in on a run blitz, and the back was able to get around him and get at least a decent gain there on first down for Vermont.
Brings up a 2nd and 7. Tillery split out to the near side of the field along with Hill or Smith, because they're both wearing number 4, so we'll give them both props. And 2 wide receivers split out to the far side of the field with Wiggins in the backfield. Here's a quick screen pass, bounced it in as he was looking for number 0, Joseph Colon.
Yeah, but Gus Whitaker was able to make some good penetration, and I think Dowers saw him coming at him and wanted to get rid of it real quick and didn't get a chance to set his feet.
3rd down and 7. 8:10 left here in the opening quarter. From Bernard Putlamay Memorial Field at Glens Falls High School. And the Greenjackets will be playing all their games this year at Glens Falls High School. There was one point, there was talk about playing one of the games on the turf field up at Queensbury High School. But that didn't come to pass. But they're going to be playing all their games here under the lights at 7 p.m. We'll tell you the rest of the home schedule for you when we get a chance. Dowers in a shotgun. He's got some time, looking to throw over the middle, and it's complete to Colon at the 45, into Greenjackets territory, and he's finally tackled there at the 41-yard line by number 18, Brandon Fish.
Okay, Nolgavy's going to regret not getting his hands around the back and then allowing Tillery to be able to get an additional 3 or 4 yards.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 42. Gained to 24 yards on the completion.
Check that. I said Tillery. It's Colon because he's off on that far side with John Hammond on one-on-one coverage again.
Turman is one of the Mark Turman, we mentioned him, number 6. He's one of the slot receivers on the far side of the field as the Storm going from left to right here in this opening quarter.
Baratow showing blitz again.
And here's the handoff again to Levante Wiggins, number 33. He's got some room. First down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line.
Good blocking on that side. The point of attack hitting the edge. And once the edge was hit, right up the sideline for the easy gain and the yardage.
And that's another first down for the Storm. The Storm is basically a Capital District team. They practice in Albany, but they've continued to play their home games in Bennington, Vermont, because they want to keep that regional feel. And a lot of these guys played at the local high schools. Some of them are from Vermont. Most of them are from the Capital District. And as we said, a couple of the Greenjackets who were here last year, who came up from the Capital District because the Storm wasn't playing, is back inside. Now here's the handoff. I believe that's Tillery on this one, and he is stopped for a short gain.
Yep.
So Kyrie Tillery, who was one of the who had a great season last year at UAlbany, as UAlbany, of course, made it to the what was it, the Bull subdivision? Whatever, they've got these fancy names for it. To me, it was the 1AA, But Greg Cattuso and the group there had a great season, making it to the Division 1AA. I'm sorry, it's Division 1AA to me, Final Four.
Yeah, they made
Football
a great run.
subdivision, bowl champion division. It's all messed up to me.
It's not like how it was when we were their age.
Yes.
At all. Got a receiver.
And there's a wide open receiver in the flat, and that was to number 9, looking for Joey Ward. As that was another tough screen pass there, trying to set up a bubble screen.
And
Third down, and we'll just say an even 10.
Now this is where Glens Falls defense has to tighten up. That previous third down play, it was just simply run the route, get into the second level behind the backers and in front of the safeties, and Vermont had good success.
Greenjackets, by the way, using a timeout here. They're first their 3. As you've got Tim. We've got 4:48 left here in the opening quarter. 7-0 Greenjackets as they score on their opening possession.
Keep in mind, again, no game tape for Glens Falls defensively to be able to say, hey, let's look for this, let's look for that. They're counting on Todd Baratow to make the defensive calls out in the field with the adjustments. And Baratow, you talk about somebody who's not only very aggressive and very smart in the football field, he's a graphic designer too. He's designed a lot of the different things you've seen graphically for the Greenjackets. So just a very, very talented man.
You've seen him on the websites and some of the stuff, the merchandise. That's Todd. Todd does a great job at everything. And last year, if you remember, he had some great, he was, from his linebacker spot, he had some important interceptions down the stretch.
I'm sure he's probably joking about it now. That interception
the one he
against,
dropped?
Yes, against
Okay,
Middlesbrough.
They always bring up the one you dropped. It's not the ones you can make 8 or 9 of them during a regular season.
Yeah.
But if you would have had 10 if you hadn't dropped that one, and you had the free and you would have scored a touchdown on. Yeah, they always have to bring up the nagging one, the one that always comes back to bite you.
Third down. Let's hear for your Greenjackets defense.
3rd and 10. One man in the backfield, 2 wide receivers split out to either side. Shotgun formation.
Barreto stepping up again.
And here's Dowers looking to throw. Flush out of the pocket, rolling to his right. Throwing across the field, batted up in the air, and it is incomplete. Almost picked off by number 53, Gus Whitaker.
Great pressure by Glens Falls, and thank goodness, because you had Turman become available over the middle. You had Cologne wide open on that far side, but Dowers pushed to the near side, and with the backside pursuit with Glens Falls, Dowers no time to see those avenues on the other side.
No, and as he went to throw the ball across the field, the pocket collapsed on him, and great job by Gus Whitaker to tip it up, make the tip, and almost get the interception. So 4th and 10, 4:03 left here in the opening quarter, 7-0 Greenjackets.
Too far out for the Chile. So let's see what Vermont decides to dial up here.
Levante Wiggins in the backfield with Dowers, and Dowers will look to throw. Here comes the pressure from the side. Throwing over the middle. It is caught, but it's going to be short of a first. It's going to be at the sticks. And the catch was by number 4. I believe that's Hill. Yeah, that's Hill on the catch. So it's Jalen Hill.
It was just a good move by Hill. It was good coverage by Fish along the sideline. Hill made the move. Dowers read it, delivered the ball accurately, and they were able to get enough for the first down.
So the drive continues for Southern Vermont. High snap, inside handoff to Wiggins. Wiggins gets tackled at about the 11-yard line. Eric France almost had a shot at him, but from behind the line of scrimmage, but he was able. Wiggins is a big guy.
You took the words right out of my mouth, and exactly the reason why France didn't have a chance trying to get his arms around him, because he just big, thick legs, strong legs, just keep him moving and motoring, and going to have a couple people take down Wiggins.
A couple of years ago, Wiggins was the most valuable player in the league back in 2022 for the Storm. 2nd down and 3 from the 12. And Dowers will look to throw. Rolls to his right, and he'll throw for the end zone.
Nice
Picked off by number 18. That's Brandon Fish.
Fish showing a good ability to know where the receiver was, where the quarterback was, and then elevated for the INT.
Great play by Brandon Fish as he was able to leap and bring it down, and it'll be 1st and 10 from the Greenjackets at the 20 following the touchback, I guess you call it, or whatever happens after the interception. So Greenjackets with a great way to bend but not break on defense, and the first turnover of the game goes to the Storm. 2:19 left in this opening quarter as the Greenjackets take over. And now we have the ever-popular exchange of the footballs, as we like to say. And that's going to be a key part of this game, too, Tim.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a great track here at Glens Falls High School. It's the ability for both sidelines to keep their footballs dry throughout the game.
I'm just looking down at the old radar because you know what weather people do. They get their radar scope out, and there's some stuff coming in toward Northville and up toward Hope and Wells. So give it about 45 minutes, and it'll probably be here.
James Prestio Jr. goes in motion. Condon looking to throw.
Nice.
And tipped by a Storm into the hands of number 86, Trayvon Carpenter, who takes it to the 45-yard line. Great play by number 86 Carpenter, Tim, because you know what he did? He saw the tip, and he was focused on catching the football.
Condon got lucky because the coverage was underneath the receiver, Carpenter, but good awareness by Carpenter because he had the real estate cleared out by Stasinski, who had the deeper route on that side.
Condon perfect 5 for 5 after that 27-yard completion to 86, Trayvon Carpenter, his tight end.
And it's nice to see the concentration by Carpenter and a couple of the other receivers. Some of these balls they were dropping in practice on Tuesday night.
1st and 10 from the 47. In motion comes Skylar Pickering, number 10. Here's the pitch, and Prastio loses the football, and it's recovered at the 39-yard line, and there's a flag on the play, and it's against the Greenjackets.
As soon as I gave the compliment on the execution, here's Condon rushing the pitch to Prastio, who couldn't get his hands up and probably couldn't get the focus through the visor quick enough. And even though he had multiple tries of trying to pull the ball back, it's going to go over to Southern Vermont.
First penalty of the game goes to the Greenjackets, but it's declined as they'll take the football. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Storm at the Greenjackets 39. We've had an exchange of turnovers here. With 1:18 left in the opening quarter, it's the Glens Falls Greenjackets 7, Southern Vermont Storm nothing.
It's time for the defense to rise again. As you said, they had the bend but not break mentality, and Barito late getting on the side, off the sideline, so they'll take a timeout now.
So they've already used 2 here in the first quarter.
And you know, Steven Johnson's going to sit here at halftime and focus. That's one of the things that Coach Johnson talked about in pregame. You know, we got to cut out the mental mistakes in the game. We got to stay mentally focused. And he said it. 2 weeks ago was basically our preseason in the first half, and then we kind of smoothed things out. So you can kind of look at the fact that, okay, let's knock off the preseason rust. We should be more focused at this time of the year.
So the Storm takes over following the fumble recovery. And I believe Valentino Smith made that there are 2 number 4s out there. Valentino Smith's on defense. I think he made the fumble recovery. And now we've got Jalen Hill, the wide receiver number 4, on offense. And here's the handoff to Joey Ward. Takes it right up the middle, through the 15 to the, and a flag on the play. I believe that's going to be against the Greenjackets. Looks like it might be a face mask as he gets down all the way to the 13-yard line.
Now, I didn't see, we mentioned in the first drive with Southern Vermont, Barito was coming up, showing a run blitz by taking a position over center. The middle of Southern Vermont's offensive line just blew out Glens Falls out of the trenches, allowing for nothing but wide open real estate for Joey Ward on that last play.
I'm going to have to look it up, but I'm thinking Joey Ward is a young man who played for one of the great football teams in the area that sadly is no more, and that is Holy Trinity. If you remember the what they called the Holy Trinity, and that was
the Crusaders.
Huh?
It was the Holy Trinity Crusaders, the mix of 3 the Catholic schools.
Yep, it was Bishop Gibbons, yep. Catholic Central, and in the beginning, it was Spa Catholic.
Yes.
And then they actually went on to a state final at one point. Here's the handoff again to Joey Ward. Ward slips the tackle inside the 5-yard line.
He knows how to be able to get through tight spaces, keeping his legs moving, but still shifty hips to be able to kind of angle through players. Holy Trinity in Schuylerville, I want to say that was the Class B finals. I called that game with Chip Corlew. In 2019, it was a thriller.
I remember when they came up here and beat Glens Falls on a field goal.
Yes.
In the quarters. 36-35.
That was a heartbreaker for Glens Falls.
You know what, Glenn, we were talking about that, and I don't want to put Glens Falls down, but Glens Falls all year have been dominating opponents.
Yes.
And that was really the first time they've been tested. And that was just a great battle. So 2nd and goal. Here's a handoff to Ward. Breaks a couple of tackles, looking for the goal line, and he is in for the touchdown.
Quentin Austin on a run blitz had the running back Ward sized up and just couldn't slow down in time, break down to be able to get Ward in the backfield, and Ward just makes the right reads and scores 6. And the Storm going to line up for the PAT.
Inputs at the extra point. Lene and Michelle.
Now they're still down a person. Some confusion here on who's supposed to be on the field for Vermont.
So Linnea Diachile will attempt the extra point. The holder is James Mooney. Here's the snap. The kick is up, and it is good.
Extra point is good.
And we are tied at 7. So a 39-yard drive. Joey Ward on the touchdown from 4 yards out.
And a good response on the turnover by Southern Vermont, taking advantage of short field. Some sloppy tackling by Glens Falls defensively. They've got to tighten that up.
So with 12.6 seconds left here in the opening quarter, we're tied at 7. And I did look it up, and that was Joey Ward from Holy Trinity.
So with the mention of Diachile,
Yep.
the female place kicker who was over in Washington County kicking for Greenwich, Sarah Pratt, one of the coaches for the Greenjackets, playing for the New York Knockout down at LaSalle today. First round of their playoff run. They were down 7-0 to Maine at the half about an hour ago.
Yeah, there was some great – we've seen a lot of lucky – I've seen a lot of great female kickers come through the area. We'll talk with her. We'll mention her, but then not too far away from her was Helen Mooney,
Yes.
who kicked for Cambridge. Up here, we had Caroline Parsons, who we used to call them the Kicking Parsons family because her brother Andrew kicked. And more recently, Morgan Smith, who kicked at South Glens Falls and was kicking for the Greenjackets 2 years ago before she went off to law school and everything.
By the way, the update on the game with the knockout, they're going to a second overtime.
Wow. And now here's the kick. Short one, taken by Skylar Pickering. And Pickering, number 10, to the 30, and he's tackled out of bounds at the 31-yard line by
Great.
number 84, Joe Wiggins.
Great special teams play by Wiggins, who ended up looking for the kick returner, sized it up, kept swimming through on the technique, getting through the Glens Falls return and what they had set up, and just did not give up on the play. It was a great play by Joe Wiggins.
So 1st and 10 for the Greenjackets with 6 seconds left here on the clock. We're tied at 7. Each team with a turnover. And the turnover by the Greenjackets, which is a fumble by James Prestio Jr., led to a 39-yard drive, and Joey Ward finished it off with some beautiful running for the touchdown. Let's see if the clock will run, and that means the quarter will end here. Quentin Austin, number 21, to the right of Caleb Condon. 4 wide receivers split, 2 to either side. Long snap count, and here's the fake toss, and looking for a long one. He's got Staniski wide open at the 35. He's got it. He's off to the races. 10-5, touchdown, Greenjackets. Stasinski, 69-yarder. A beautiful play action on the fake on the running back, Austin. And Stasinski just outran the coverage, and it was a beautiful ball.
And talk about the discipline of the play action, selling the route. Stasinski just made a good move, got the separation off the line of scrimmage right away, and Condon delivered into a pretty stiff wind and had it right into the breadbasket of Stasinski. Also defensively, Southern Vermont had 5 in the trenches, and they were bringing the pressure. Condon made the right read and the quick call.
So now Alex Roca will, so after all this running, Stasinski is the holder for this.
This is where you catch your breath at this point and get down to the stance and just make sure you catch the ball and focus on where Roca wants it placed.
I believe Joe Andivieri is the long snapper. Here's the snap. The kick is up, and it is good.
That was great concentration by Roca because Stasinski didn't get that snap cleanly. Credit to John, credit to Alec.
So we made it the end of the first quarter, and after the opening after a 39-yard drive by the Southern Vermont Storm, Tim, the Green Jackets come back and score on a 69-yard touchdown pass completion from Caleb Condon to John Stasinski, his second of the game. And we are back getting ready to start the second quarter here at Putnam Field in Glens Falls, New York, home of the Glens Falls Black Bears. It's the Green Jackets leading the Southern Vermont Storm 14-7. And we got to mention this. Green Jackets offensive and defensive lineman Jake Gregory.
Yes.
His unit is watching the game right now. Of course, he's in the National Guard and everything. And the 1427 Transportation Unit. So he's out there. Jake, can't wait to have you back in uniform and stuff. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.
He was a huge player in the championship game here in late September, making great plays. The Whitehall grad doing great things, serving our country.
So now we start the second quarter as Alex Roca will kick it off. Here's the kick. High end over end.
Got under that just a little bit.
And it'll be taken by Joseph Cologne. Cologne to the 15, 20, 25,
Watch
30,
out.
35, 40, 45. Crosses midfield, and he's finally tackled by number 2, Sean Velasquez.
And Velasquez at least had the presence to be able to sit there and try to grab onto him because the returner for Southern Vermont, he had the full steam engine going.
There's a flag on the play at the Southern Vermont 47. And let's see what the penalty is. And it'll be against the Green Jackets. And that means they'll tack on some more yardage to that return. He was tackled at the Green Jackets 48. So if that's a 15-yarder, that'll bring it to the 33-yard line.
Again, giving Southern Vermont the short field here.
Entertaining first quarter that saw the Green Jackets score on their opening possession. And then after a Green Jackets interception in the end zone, Green Jackets fumbled the ball on their 39. Joey Ward would bring it in from 5 yards out to tie the score. And then right after that, the play to end the first quarter, 69 touchdown yard reception from John Stasinski from Caleb Condon. 1st and 10 now.
Flag on the play.
And we have a flag on the play. That's in the backfield, and we're trying to, and they're counting to see how many players are on the field.
Dead ball.
And it's a dead ball foul against the Green Jackets. And I think they had too many men on the field.
Just counting helmets.
Yep. I saw the back judge doing the old thing. And those are some of those mistakes that when you play a scrimmage, you want to try to eliminate.
Yes.
And as we said, the Green Jackets did not get a chance to play a scrimmage. 1st and 5 now. Inside handoff. That is to Levante Wiggins, and Wiggins will get about a yard, so he'll bring up a 2nd and 4.
It's Tyler Brown with the helmet coming off. A lot of physicality on that play.
There's Jonathan Hammond, number 12, as Brown comes off because he lost his helmet. And coming in, number 20, Brian Thomas.
Levante Wiggins on the carry. Pick up a 1 on the play. 2nd down and 4. Greenjackets football time being brought to you by M&M Digital Printing.
See if Southern Vermont takes to the air here. They had a lot of success on both of their previous drives, especially the first one.
So Wiggins is split to the right of their quarterback, number 16, Curtis Dowers. 3 wide receivers to the near side of the field, one to the far side. That's Tillery to the far side of the field, number 23.
And it's one-on-one coverage with Fish, giving them a lot of room.
And they're looking for Tillery. He's wide open. Comes back for the ball.
Touchdown.
And he's got the touchdown.
Beautiful adjustment by Kyrie Tillery. Give Fish credit. He had good coverage. He had let Tillery get past him. He closed the gap. Face-to-face, hands up, but Tillery just made the adjustment because he could see the ball and right into the basket for 6.
32-yard touchdown reception. Tillery from Dowers. 2 plays and a 38-yard drive. Time of the touchdown, 1:14 of the second quarter. Here's Linnea Diachile to kick the extra point. Here's the kick. It is up, and it is good. And we're tied at 14, just like that.
Good penetration by Johnny Hammond. Came close on a block, but DeChile, good presence of just keeping your eye on your foot placement and making the right contact with your right leg, the kicking leg, the swing through. And like you said, Kenny, tied at 14. The short field with a big return setting up the easy score for Southern Vermont. So Glens Falls gets ready to huddle up, figure out what they're going to call on their kickoff return. Coach Johnson got to get in everybody's ear. Focus, eliminate the mistakes. Focus, eliminate the mistakes. I can hear Coach Johnson saying it emphatically with passion too.
That touchdown was a great play by Tillery, who came back for the ball in the end zone and made it was almost like a curl out route. Had the coverage, and with this wind, with them going into the wind, you got to be careful about how you float that ball up.
Oh, yeah.
And he did come back for the ball and made a great play in the end zone in coverage. As John Szynski, number 84, back was one of the 2 deep men. Jordan Charbonneau, number 14, he'll be the up men. And number 28 for the Greenjackets. Greenjackets going from left to right. They're, of course, wearing their Green Bay Packer replicas. The green, yellow, gold, the Green Bay helmet with the G on either side, and the white and green striping on the pants. Now Linnea Diachile, her kick, short end over end, and it'll be taken by one of the up men. It's Quentin Austin at 35. To the 40, 45, 50, and he is tripped up by number 3, Michael Temple, at around the 45-yard line of the Storm.
You see what Austin did there where he caught the ball? It was almost like he was trying to sell it. Yeah, I throw my hand up real quick, called the fair catch, what are you guys doing? And then he had, it was 28, who I didn't catch the last name for Glens Falls, comes running right up in front of him, and he showed the patience of having the blocker get in front of him and reading the block to get the extra yardage. It was a great play all around by Quentin Austin.
1st and 10 for the Greenjackets from the Storm 42-yard line. Two wide receivers split out to either side. Szynski, 84, and Skylar Pickering to the near side of the field. That is Quentin Austin in the backfield along the right to the right side of Caleb Condon, number 17, the quarterback.
They give me Pickering in the slot, ample opportunity, but now he's in motion.
Set up a bubble screen. That's Jordan Charbonneau, number 14. Makes a spin move, trying to cut back. And he should have just stayed going forward because he would have gotten 3 yards. Instead, he ends up getting no gain.
You know, sometimes taking a little versus trying to create more is actually more, if that's not too Madden-esque. That far side was wide open, and you saw it, Kenny. Charbonneau was just trying to make too many spin moves for the highlight reel and actually loses yardage.
And what happened on the play in trying to make the spin moves, the tacklers collapsed on him.
Yes.
If he had stayed forward and gone up, take 2 steps, he would have had a short 4-yard gain. It would have been 2nd and 6. Instead, it's 2nd and 12 on the loss.
Bingo.
Condon saying something to Szynski. Here comes Pickering in motion, number 10, and we got ourselves a flag on the play.
Delay.
Let's see what it is.
Yeah, the back judge behind the safeties of Southern Vermont immediately went to his crossed arms, at least showing that sign, and that's obviously delay a game.
Greenjackets going backwards on this drive. 2nd and long, 12-10 left till halftime.
They got to get back to that precise discipline they had in that opening drive of the first quarter.
James Prastio Jr. now out in as one of the 4 wide receivers out there. Trayvon Carpenter, of course, the tight end. Here comes Skylar Pickering, number 10, in motion to the far side of the field. Fake handoff. Actually, an inside handoff to Quentin Austin. Austin, who thought he had a hole, gap came up very quickly, and he got tackled for maybe a gain of a yard or 2. Now they'll give him 2 on it, so it'll bring up 3rd and 6. It'll bring up 3rd and 16.
Yeah, Jamar Gibson in there, I think, with the contact and being able to take Austin down low while everybody else is trying to take Quentin down up high. Big play, 3rd and 15. You've got the best cover guy on Szynski, that being Billy Campbell.
Thanks, Coach.
And this is what you got to be able to at least create some yardage so you get a better opportunity for 4th down and Roca to try to pin Southern Vermont inside the 20, if not the 10.
They got Szynski isolated as the lone receiver to the right. Now Condon looking to throw. Throwing one under now. He threw out to Szynski, caught by number 84 at the 38-yard line. And it'll bring up a 4th down and about 7 or 8. So he got about half of the yardage they needed.
Interesting call here. Do you punt or do you give Roca a long-distance opportunity?
Well, Roca's coming out. Whether he kicks a field goal or not, that's what we're going to find out.
Yeah,
And I believe...
I don't see Szynski out there to hold.
No, that's going to be a punt. And let's see. They're going to try to get man back as they realize, oh, they're punting. They've got nobody back there. Okay, here comes Michael Temple out, number 3, I believe. Yeah, it's Temple number 3. He's back about the 5-yard line. Let's see if Roca can coffin corner this kick. Good snap. Here's the end. Yeah, he's putting an end. He's trying to put some English on it to stop it, and Temple will make the play at the 5-yard line. So good job by Alex Roca. You could tell the way he set the ball in his hand that he's looking to put backspin on it to keep it out of the end zone, but he kicked it right into the hands of Michael Temple. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Storm, about the 5.5-yard line.
You know, we've talked about this a number of times over the years, Kenny, in various radio broadcasts, whether we're together like tonight or when we're doing games with other people. And when I saw Alex Roca kicking for Queensbury, I'm like, at that point, Coach Sherry and Matt Underwood have a significant weapon. And to have a punter, even at the semi-pro level here, with what he was doing pre-game-wise kicking, and to be able to do that with nice composure and knew exactly what to do. He's 12 yards behind the line of scrimmage, counting the guys, make sure he got 11 on the field, and then to calmly catch the ball, get the right angle, get the spin on it, and have it drop at the 5, fair catch. That's
think
excellent.
About Glens Falls High School's success.
Yes.
With the two state championships in 3 years. a lot of it had to do with the kicking game. And here's the inside handoff to Levante Wiggins. Sam Hogan was remarkable, especially with the field goals.
You have brought his name up a bunch of times, and I didn't get a chance to watch him, but I can only imagine with Coach Lilac and knowing how he thinks as a coach and what he tries to do with his offense and with Kurt, with the trenches too. You take advantage when you have an opportunity like that.
I always say that you can tell me about all the great kickers. I've seen a lot of great quick kickers, and Sam Hogan had to be. You have to put him up with the best, especially in that overtime game against Schuylerville down in Shenandoah, where he made that clutch field goal to win the game. It was a booming kick to win it.
Blitz.
Here comes Dowers, looking, rolling. He'll keep it himself.
Oh!
Stays on his feet, gets out to about the 15-yard line. He'll be about a yard shy of the first down.
If we had a replay, Brandon Fish will sit here and go, why did I take him up high on the shoulder pads? Get him down on the hips and lower and take him down to the ground, Brandon. Come on.
So that is enough for the first down. So the 1st and 10 from, we'll make it the 17, 16? 16-yard line. Storm going from right to left here. In the road whites. Black and silver, I believe, is their colors. Black helmets. White pants with metallic silver and black trim on the sides. And I believe their silver the numbers are metallic silver as well. So Dowers looking to throw. Flush out of the pocket, throws one over the middle, tipped away. I believe number 99, Jeremiah Davis, got in on the tip.
He was trying to set the screen to Wiggins, but there were a bunch of yellow hats with G's on them, buzzing around, looking to take that one away, and maybe for 6.
You look at the Greenjackets, they've done an excellent job, especially in the middle of the field, getting their hands up and knocking down passes. I think that's like the 3rd already we've seen in this game, that when Dowers has tried to dump something over the middle on a safety valve play, that the Greenjackets linemen have been able to get in there. And you look at Isaiah Stevens, number 97, and Jeremiah Davis, 99. There's some wide bodies there next to number 66 and 6 for the Greenjackets. 2nd down and 10 from the Storm 17-yard line.
Nope.
And we got ourselves some movement. Let's see, it'll be, I think Tony Green might have jumped.
It was Tony Green Jr. and it was also Tyler Brown, both of them moving at the same time, but were they drawn? And they were.
So it'll bring it back. So Tony Green Jr. and Tyler Brown trying to come on an edge blitz. Jumped a little early, but guess what? The offensive lineman flinched. So make it 2nd down and 15.
Just to continue your thought on the line play, that was one of the keys to victory last September with Middleborough. And Jake Gregory was fantastic in that game. And how many times did Tony Green Jr. come off the field with his back spasming and
coming back?
Yeah, getting Jake back after he's done with his military commitment. This is going to be a formidable defense. And
here's the pass over the middle, caught, and enough for a first down. That is to Joseph Colon.
Joseph Colon on the reception. That's good for a first down.
I was watching Jason Profit on the near side. He looked like he was showing blitz, and nice play by Curtis Dowers to dump it off and find his receiver.
I think there was Sandy Morehouse talking to Hammond, kind of gave enough separation to the receiver. Combination too. Ogilvy kind of slowed down with the ball coming in. That's one of those plays where if you know you see Hammond behind the receiver with coverage, try to get your hands up and lunge out to see if you can deflect the ball away from the receiver.
20-yard reception is 1st and 10. Hand off to Joey Ward. Ward turns the corner to about the 40-yard line, so he'll be short of the first down and he keeps going, and he'll get enough for the first down.
Little extracurricular over the top on the pile there, but no flags are flying.
First down.
So Southern Vermont here has nicely, and to some of the detriment of Glens Falls with some more mistakes, come out of the shadows of their goalposts here with really good field position.
So 1st and 10 from the Green Jacket 43-yard from the Storm 43-yard line. Tied at 14 apiece. John Szynski with a pair of touchdowns. Joey Ward and Kyrie Tillery with the touchdowns for the Southern Vermont Storm. Dowers in the gun, looking to throw, looks to his right, throws to his right, tipped up, looking for Jalen Hill, and it's incomplete. And a flag on the play in the backfield.
Holding.
And it's going to be holding.
Versus the Storm.
Now, is that going to be a spot foul, or is they do that in the pros where it comes from the line of scrimmage?
I believe it's from the line of scrimmage because I believe it was 4 weeks ago, calling the girls' state flag football championships over at Cortland.
Yeah.
That was a point of spot foul, whether it was downfield to the line of scrimmage or behind the line of scrimmage.
How much fun was that?
You know,
I got to ask you that because as someone who always joked around about when I called basketball and we would call girls basketball games, and I'd say, "How come you call girls basketball?" Because they don't play football. Well, guess what? Now they're playing football, 7-on-7 flag, and I hear it's booming.
It is absolutely booming. 9 states and the NFL is sitting here and supporting it big time, and Johnny Hammond got to tighten the coverage there on the receiver, Cologne.
So we'll bring up a 3rd down and 20. Yeah, the New York Giants have been big in it in both New Jersey and in New York.
Giants, Jets, Bills. They have been sitting and contributing in New York and Jersey. I forget exactly how many teams they've got playing now in New Jersey with club. And some of them are going to have the opportunity, like the New York Knockout. If they win today, they're a step closer to going to Canton for the NFL kickoff game in the preseason.
My high school fielded 2 girls teams in New Jersey.
I believe it.
That's how popular it's become. Here's the 3rd and 20. Hand off to Joey Ward. Ward to the 40.
Ooh, nice
50.
moves.
Breaks a tackle, and he's off to the races. One man to beat. Will he be
Ogilvy.
tracked down? And he is going to be sailing out of the tackle. Finally going.
And
Touchdown, Joey Ward. What a run. And there were some broken tackles on the play. Caden Ogilvy almost had him.
Ogilvy can't sit there and try to get him up at the shoulder pads. I'll say it again. Waist, thighs, behind. You can get a running back to be able to fall flat on his face mask if you get him from the waist and the legs from behind. Speaking from experience, even though it's many moons ago.
Joey Ward with his 2nd touchdown of the game.
And he had nice moves again. We talked about how he seems to, in a crowd, be able to just be so shifty and has that twitch move with his hips, which you want to see out of a running back or a receiver that knows how to be able to either create space or get out of a long jab.
Linnea Diachile, her 3rd extra point of attempt of the game. She's 2 for 2. Kick is up.
Whoop.
And she's good. She's 3 for 3. So with 4:01 left in the half, time of the touchdown, by the way, was 10:59. It's 21-14 Storm now. The Storm, by the way, will get the football to start the second half as they chose to defer.
You don't sit here being Glens Falls and hit the panic button.
Okay,
you
and use on the
going and dialing up Kyle Adams because he's covering it for the Gazette right now.
For the knockout, see how they're doing.
Final overtime, Maine 13, knockout 7. So Maine will advance. A great season though. Melissa, Walt Chernosky, and the entire knockout ladies football team.
Now that game was played in Troy, right?
Yeah,
that was played
LaSalle.
over at LaSalle Academy. And that's tackle, right?
Oh yeah.
That's 11-on-11 tackle.
And that just to go back to the thought on flag football, talking to some of the coaches, the girls want helmets and pads. They want to be able to have the contact. And you talked about girls basketball, doing the state basketball tournament over at HVCC the last several years. Their pace is frenetic. They are intense about the sports, and it's great to see. The coaches love it, and you know what? So do the guys on the football teams.
Well, you know what? As you know, in the 2028 Summer Olympics in Los Angeles, flag football is going to be a sport in the 2028 games. So there are a lot of people excited about that. It's just like 3-on-3 basketball has been like taking off. They're all excited about that. And this year's Summer Olympic Games in Paris. In fact, my parents are flying back from there tomorrow. Here's a short little end over end kick, loose ball, and it's recovered by number 52. That's Frank Murillo, as they tried to fool the Greenjackets on an onside kick. And I think also the threat, you had the wind picking up and the deep threats of your two deep men in John Stasinski, who's returned one back last week, 2 weeks ago in the loss at the hands of the Middleborough Cobras.
Well, you're Jim Grimes. You've coached various levels of football from Pop Warner all the way up through semi-pro for 32 years. You know, why not? Don't kick it right into the wind. And two, you had linemen up there, and you could see that even Murillo wasn't exactly comfortable in getting the ball and taking the baby position.
1st and 10 for the Greenjackets, 49-yard line of the Storm. Austin in the backfield next to Condon. In motion, the tight end, number 86, Carpenter.
Blitz.
And Condon looking to throw. Over the middle, Scott Stasinski, 84 at the 35 for a first down.
And Stasinski actually slipped a bit coming out of his break. But this is what I go back to with what they were doing in practice this week. Timing, precise routes, good footwork. This is the type of disciplined football you know Coach Johnson wants out of his Greenjackets.
Greenjackets going with a little hurry up here with Austin in the backfield, 21, to the right of 17, Condon. And Condon will look to throw again. Here comes the pocket collapsing, and he's going to be sacked behind around the 50-yard line. That's number 48, Ray Saunders.
He had Prastio over on that far side along with Charbonneau. He's got to trust the two of them just like he trusts going to Stasinski.
A loss of 15 on the play.
So it's 3rd down, and we're heading to Queensbury. For a 2nd down going to
Yeah,
Queensbury.
that was a first down. It's like that was a 14-yard completion on that play. So 2nd down from midfield. Condon in the gun.
Showing blitz again.
Here comes 7 men in the box.
Oh, they
Good
drop back.
protection here. Condon couldn't find anybody open. Rolling to his right. Throws it away. Avoids the sack. And that was number 37, Troy Trent, who's their defensive captain for the Storm.
Caleb's got to realize he's outside the box. Don't throw it back across the middle of the field. Throw it over your bench and just reset for 3rd down.
Or at least if you're going to throw it in that kind of area, make sure you get it to the line of scrimmage.
And considering Southern Vermont showed blitz, dropped back immediately to get that pressure from 3 defensive linemen, Glens Falls has got to tighten up on the offensive trenches.
Ball's at midfield, 3rd down and 25, 2:27 left till halftime. 21-14, the Storm leading. Condon looking to throw again. Here comes the pocket collapsing, throwing one long and up. Does he get a wide open Stasinski? No, misses it at about the 10-yard line. Stasinski almost had it too.
Stasinski had to come back for that ball. Condon stepped into it, but if he could have had that more toward the outside, it was away from the safety and more toward John.
Live on the Glens Falls Greenjackets YouTube channel, Ken LaChasey, Tim Drawbridge on the coverage with Pig Productions.
I like that. I think that sounds good. I think that's a nice plug. I really appreciate that. Thanks, Dan. Your check is in the mail. I'll see you on Monday. So, punt situation for Alex Roca.
He had a
2 men
dandy.
deep back.
Dandy on his last kick. High snap, though.
Oh, shanked it. And this one is going to roll to about the 41. Yeah, bad snap, and he shanked it off the right side.
High punt. Got out of his rhythm. He knows it, too.
He's not too happy with it. Kickers know when they sense it. You know, they know when they kick. You know, there's no blame. They never blame a long snapper. They never blame the guy who's holding. because they feel they can make anything, and that was just the snap was a little high, and the ball just went off the right side of his foot.
Just rushed it a little bit too quick. That ball was a little bit closer to him instead of being a little bit further out, away from his body.
1st and 10 from the 39 for the Storm. Storm leading 21-14. We're 2:12 till halftime.
Now this is where the defense has to step up and make a stop or get a turnover.
Curtis Dower showing blitz. That was Tyler Brown. Here's Wiggins. And he gets knocked out of bounds after no gain. That was number 44, Todd Barito, with help from number 35, Zach Deering.
Good swarming defensive attack. Had the right read defensively. Got to do it again on 2nd down.
Greenjackets have 1 timeout left. Southern Vermont with 2. As we've got 2:05 left till halftime in this 21-14 game. Ken Lucchese, Tim Drawbridge, so good to be back. After the last game, I've been waiting for this one, you know.
I came off the girls' basketball tournament right into flag football, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh, Father's Day weekend's kind of quiet. When's the CFL? Oh, we're only how far away from the home opener?
I know. And we were originally supposed to be here last week, but
Flag on the play.
and we got a flag in the play and a delayed game, so I'll bring it back 5. No, but the original schedule had us here last week, but about 2 weeks before the regular season, the Mass Warriors dropped out of the league. So what was supposed to be this year, last year, if you remember, we had 9 teams. Well, 2 teams dropped out, the Western Mass Blitzen Bears, and then just before the start of the regular season, the Mass Warriors dropped out. So now you've got a 7-team league, and the great thing about it is we're getting to see the teams we didn't get to see this year. We didn't get to see the Southern Vermont Storm.
No.
We didn't get to see the Vermont Ravens, and I'm looking forward to it. We're getting to see the Rhode Island Riptide. They'll be in here in August. We'll run down the rest of the 4-game home schedule for you. Here's Dowers on a 2nd and 15.
Good
Flush out of the
pressure.
pocket. He's going to get sacked back at the 25-yard line.
And that is a sack.
Tony Green Jr. was coming in from the right side. It was Isaiah Stevens coming in from the left side. He made the initial contact on the quarterback, Dowers.
1:57 left till halftime. 21-14, Storm leading. And the ball is at the 27-yard line.
3rd and long.
It's 3rd and 22. They've got to get to the 49-yard line for the first down.
Greenjackets had 3 sacks 2 weeks ago against Middleborough. Stevens had one of them. Keep getting that pressure. And then you end up forcing things up the middle, at least from a quarterback coming out of the pocket or the running game right into Barito. And you know he's going to make the right reads.
I believe the Greenjackets used their last time out on that play. But the key here is it's going to be containment on the defense. They gave up a couple of big 3rd down plays. And this is where the defense has got to step up. Maybe if you can find a way to get Tyler Brown on an edge rush.
Yep.
And bring him in, or even Jason Profit from the other side.
That's what ended up forcing Middleborough back in the championship game was a blitz on the outside. You had Gregory coming up the middle. Brown was coming from the outside, and then it was a short field for Glens Falls.
Yeah, the other Green Jacket home games, by the way, Green Jackets are on the road most of the first 2 months of the season. Their next home game is not till July 20th. Next week is a league-wide bye week for July 4th weekend. And then the Green Jackets are on the road they'll be in Worcester against the Wildcats before they come home on the 20th against the Middleborough Cobras in a rematch. 3rd and 22. And we got movement.
False start.
And that'll bring it back 5 more.
Start. Southern Vermont. Marching back another 5.
So both teams now with some sloppy play that both head coaches are going to be very verbose about at halftime, I would say.
The way they're going back, they're heading towards Queensbury. We might make it 3rd and 926 or 743 area code. 792, 793, 761, 798, 926. Or if you got my cell phone first number, it's 683. So 3rd down and 27.
Nice pressure.
Dowers throwing one over the middle. Find a receiver. It's Tillery. And Tillery's going to be stopped short at the 45-yard line. So a 25-yard reception to Tillery. And Tillery is banged up on the play. So bring up a 4th and 4.
Can't give up big plays like that, especially with the pressure that Stevens was getting on the quarterback, Dowers, who just was able to sidestep him and found Tillery with nothing but open room. Big play call now for Jim Grimes.
And
4th
Tillery
down.
got up with a little help. Now he's getting back down. I think he might have turned an ankle or something. And now he's going to be helped off the field by one of his teammates and the coaching staff. It's a couple of his teammates. One of them is number 50. That's Zaquan Cancer. And I believe it's 13, Jarrell Young. It is 13. So it'll bring up a 4th down and 5.
When Tillery finally went down, he got absolutely sandwiched by the Glens Falls defenders.
Yeah, he's favoring one of the, I believe it's the left leg, and he's trying to walk it off. He got some help, and he's trying to walk it off on his own power again, but he's going to go to the bench here.
4th and a long 4.
With 1:44 left till halftime, 21-14 Storm, and the Storm will take the football to start the second half after winning the toss. Dowers looking to throw. Throwing one long over the middle. Got a receiver open.
What a catch.
It is caught. What a catch. And in for the touchdown is number 0, Joseph Colon. And the Glens Falls defender had his hand in the chest of him, and he was able to steal it from him. What a great play by Joseph Colon. It's now 27-14. Time of the touchdown, 13:35.
I know it seems like they're picking on Brandon Fish tonight because they keep going right after him, but you can see the improvements Brandon Fish has made from last year to this year, now it is as a starting cornerback. And his coverage tonight has been excellent. If he has gotten or allowed any separation to the receiver, he's closed it immediately. These balls are just being thrown that accurately by Curtis Dowers.
Linnea Diachile to attempt her 4th extra point. She's 3 for 3 so far. Second touchdown pass of the game for Dowers.
And even with all the mistakes made by Southern Vermont there on this drive, they overcome them.
And the kick is up, and it is good.
It's up and it's good.
So it's now 28-14 Storm with 1:25 left till halftime.
You can create something. You almost want to be able to create something with the Greenjackets right now because Southern Vermont gets the ball, they receive the ball to start the second half. And you don't want them to come out of the gates hot in that third quarter to make the score even larger in their favor.
21 unanswered points for the Storm here in the second quarter after the Greenjackets on the final play of the first quarter after the game was tied at 7. Stasinski got that 69-yard touchdown pass. Tillery on a 32-yard reception from Dowers. Ward with a long TD run, and then Cologne with the 55-yard touchdown reception from Dowers on a 4th down and 5. So again, Stasinski deep in the backfield. Remember, last time Diachile attempted an onside kick, and it was recovered by Frank Murillo.
And a late sub here is Monafray comes off, and Quentin Austin is up at the 45.
Quentin Austin, as we see, yeah, he's crept up there. He's now one of the upmen here. Ball spotted on the 35-yard line, and here's the kick. And this will be a high end over end, and Stasinski will take it at his 25 to the 30. And he'll be stopped there at the 30-yard line by number 12. That's James Mooney.
Charbonneau's got to get a better block for Stasinski to be able to get some more yardage upfield.
A minute 20 left till halftime. Greenjackets, I believe, are out of timeouts since they used their third when on one of the plays. Quentin Austin in the backfield to the right of Caleb Condon. Stasinski, lone receiver to the near side of the field. You've got three split out to the far side as the Greenjackets going from left to right.
Prasio in the slot on that far side, too.
You got Prastio, Pickering, and Charbonneau
Blitz.
there. Here's to set up a screen. Condon looking to throw. And underthrew the defender. I believe that was Campbell, 17. He lost his footing, and if he had kept his footing, he might have been able to intercept the pass, which was underthrown looking for Charbonneau, number 14. So 2nd and 10 from the 30 with a minute 13 left.
And Condon knows that ball is on him. He's got to step into that throw better and not have his shoulder kind of get underneath a little bit. He's got to get more of his torso and his legs into that throw to get it downfield to Prasio.
And now we're seeing Charbonneau to the near side of the field, to the far side of the field as the lone receiver. Three men to the near side. Bunch formation there. Here's Condon setting up the bubble screen for Stasinski. High snap. He gets the catch to the 35, and he's stopped by a group of 3 tacklers after a gain of 5. So that's 84 Stasinski on the reception.
Yeah, Caleb's got to deliver. He knows he's got to deliver that ball a little bit lower to Johnny on that.
And we're inside a minute to play. Hurry up formation. Again, it'll be Pickering, Prastio Jr., and Charbonneau to the far side of the field. Stasinski now isolated as the lone receiver to the near side with Quentin Austin in the backfield to the right of Condon. Condon, here comes the blitz. He's in trouble, looking to throw, and he is sacked again. This time again, it's Ray Sanders, number 48. And that one sacked all the way back at the 22-yard line. And this might be the last play of the half, Tim.
Pretty much it is, and it's, I think, a first half that's ending with a great amount of frustration with mistakes that keep shooting Glens Falls in the foot as Southern Vermont takes the timeout.
So Alex Roca will come back out to punt after last time it had a high snap and had a bad shank to the right. So 7 seconds left on the clock, or if you're watching on TV, it's 6.7. 28-14, Southern Vermont Storm leading the Greenjackets here on the home opener. And thanks for tuning in to us here on YouTube, on the Glens Falls Greenjackets YouTube channel. Next week is a lead-wide bye, as I remember the old Empire Football League used to do that, and the New York Football League. When they used to have the 3-day weekends, a lot of times they would take those weekends off. The league-wide would do that. So let's see if Roca can get a booming one off. He's got 2 men deep, though. Good snap this time. Here's the kick. And yes, he bangs one deep. Taken at the 34-yard line by Cologne. To the 40, to the 45, to the 50, down the sideline. And that'll be the last play of the half as he's tackled at the 43-yard line.
And the extracurricular is still going over on the opposite sideline. You know part of that's the frustration of the first half with the Greenjackets.
No, I think it was just aggressive tackling that caused that. Now that's what we've got for you. So 21 unanswered points here in the second quarter has given the Southern Vermont Storm a 28-14 lead at halftime.
Mistakes, inconsistency. When Glens Falls is on, they're unstoppable. They've just got to be more disciplined, take the mental mistakes out of the game. No more penalties. And I'm going to say they've got to get away from Stasinski a little bit and have somebody else step up offensively. Get back to the running game between Prasio and Austin, Quentin Austin. You got to get another receiver involved, whether it's Charbonneau or Pickering. Somebody else has got to step up to be able to rotate the coverage over that way instead of having it come over towards Stasinski's way.
The mix in the first quarter was outstanding. The
Yes.
great run-pass mix. And I think the adjustments the Storm made, especially bringing more guys in the second quarter, faking blitzes and everything, was the key for them in that second quarter. And also, some great big plays. You could tell that the Storm has some speed. Cologne is fast. Joey Ward is fast. And also Kyrie Tillery. Levante Wiggins is a bruiser.
Yes.
So that's a good size advantage there. If you want to try to get the hard yardage, you give it to Levante Wiggins, who can get you at least 3 to 4 on every carry. So that's where we're at here. And what we want to do is, like I said, taking a quick look at the first half recap, the Southern Vermont Storm elected to defer to the second half. Well, the Greenjackets on the opening play went at the 5:55 mark, scored on a Caleb Condon to John Stasinski touchdown pass. Stasinski made a great play in the back right corner of the end zone. Kick was good. It was 7-0. Following an exchange of turnovers, including on the first possession of the game by the Storm, an interception by Brandon Fish in the end zone gave the Greenjackets the ball, but they would end up fumbling at their own 39. That was James Prastio Jr. fumbling the ball. Then Storm went to work, and it was basically the running of Joey Ward. He scored on a 4-yard touchdown run. I'm sorry, Tim, you got to take over here because I
all right,
we'll
we'll go ahead and we'll take the TV timeout here at halftime. It is Southern Vermont 28, Glens Falls 14. You are watching the Glens Falls Greenjackets YouTube channel.
I got to get a napkin, guys. I'm sorry, I need a napkin somewhere. All of a sudden, I just got a bloody nose.
Paper for your hand.
I'm sorry, I just got a bloody nose. My nose started bleeding. Good. Yeah, I'm going to go get And we are back here at Glens Falls High School. Glens Falls Greenjackets football on the Glens Falls Greenjackets YouTube channel. Ken Lucchese, yeah, medical emergency.
All good.
Yeah, you know what? You're down 14 points and you get a bloody nose at halftime. I don't know what to say. It happens,
Kind of symbolic, though, for the first half with the Greenjackets here. And you see the body language of the team coming out on the field. Not one cohesive unit until they went out to do calisthenics and warm-ups. Coach Johnson was out before anybody else. So some things got said in the locker room. Maybe if there's a trash can, there's a little banging going on. Message getting delivered, and the defense has to step up here coming out in the third quarter as the rain starts coming down at a good clip.
Well, anyway, it's 28-14. The Storm, if you missed it, Greenjackets had a 14-7 lead at the end of the first quarter, and they took that lead on the final play of the first quarter after Southern Vermont tied the score at 7, but 21 unanswered points, and a lot of them were all big plays.
Yes.
A 32-yard touchdown reception from Curtis Dowers to Kyrie Tillery, Joey Ward on a long TD run, and then Joseph Colon on a 55-yard touchdown pass from Curtis Dowers, which came on a 4th and 5 after the Greenjackets had gotten a situation on defense where it was 3rd and 30. 25-yard reception to Tillery, and the touchdown pass was set up by that. And Colon, by the way, who had great coverage on him, just the ball came in, and the Greenjacket defender, Tim, was right in there in the chest, and he just managed to steal it away.
Colon, Tillery's touchdown cast. Brandon Fish has had good coverage in the first half. It's just Dowers has made the right sharp pinpoint delivery, or the receivers have just made the perfect adjustments.
Rain's coming down. Greenjackets kicking off. Here's Alex Roca. And he kicks a boomer.
Hanging up.
To about the 20-yard line. It dies there. Taken by Colon. Colon to the 25, to the 30. Breaks a tackle at the 31. To the 35. Got some room now. 40, 45. Crosses midfield to the 50. 45 to the 40. And finally tackled from behind at the 34-yard line. I believe that was Jason Profit on the tackle, number 6.
It was Profit. You can give credit to Colon for a great kickoff return.
And we got a flag on the late flag.
I'm gonna just put it out there. They're gonna look at tape, and they're gonna work on form tackling this week, because you can't arm tackle a kickoff returner. You can't arm tackle somebody the size and stature of Joe Colon.
So
he just ran through everybody. Sorry, Kenny.
Sorry about that, but the penalty was an unsportsmanlike against Southern Vermont.
First down and 10.
So first down and 10. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Storm as a storm rolls in. And we're not talking for Southern Vermont style. We're talking actually rain at the Greenjackets 49-yard line. 28-14 is your score. Storm leading. Curtis Dowers, Levante Wiggins in the backfield. 2 wide receivers split out to either side of the field. Greenjackets 4-man set. And they hand off to Wiggins. Wiggins stood up at the line for no gain.
Gus Whitaker went chest on chest and won.
2nd and 10. Greenjackets football.
Good opening play there by the defense. They won the battle of the trenches, and Gus Whitaker makes the stop. 2nd down, actually a loss of 1. It's 2nd and 11. And you can see those nice little blobs of green on the radar. As you can't. What's the word about meteorology? You may leave the profession, but you can't take the meteorologist out of you.
Let's just hope you can see the intensity coming down right now. Looking at the through the lights, but you look back toward Hope and Wells and Edinburgh, and hopefully that stuff doesn't hit us here. And
here's a pitch to number 4, Jalen Hill. Hill looking to turn the corner. And Tyler Brown gets him from behind. There's going to be a flag on the play. Let's hope that's not on a horse tackle or a flag, a face mask on Tyler Brown, because he came and got him.
Yeah, he had great backside pursuit, but Yeah, his hand did get to the face mask.
Hopefully that'll be only a 5-yarder and not a 15.
They didn't make the personal foul signal, so it looks like it should be 5.
It's 15.
They're walking it off.
And it'll be first down at the Glens Falls 35-yard line.
That's up for a first down. First and 10. About the 36-yard line.
So Glens Falls has got to tighten up defensively here. It was a great play on first down by Gus Whitaker. Now the penalty's giving Southern Vermont another golden opportunity.
Two men now in the backfield. One to either side of Curtis Dowers, the quarterback. And here's the inside handoff to Joey Ward. Ward still on his feet to the 25. Flag on the play. 15 to the 10. 5. Touchdown.
Flag
Let's
down.
see if it comes back.
There's a flag on the play.
And again, sloppy tackling by Glens Falls.
And it's a hold. And that is a big play because it takes away a 35-yard touchdown, and it'll bring up a 1st and 20.
Glens Falls has got to treat this like it's 0-0 right now and get more energy, more enthusiasm into this.
First down and 20. Greenjackets football brought to you by the New York State National Guard.
Just underway here in the second half, 28-14, Ken Lucchese, Tim Drawbridge on the home opener for the Glens Falls Greenjackets on our YouTube channel. And I'm going to try to close this window as it's getting breezy and some of the rain's coming in here. As the rain is coming down heavier and heavier. And here's the handoff to Joey Ward. Ward breaks 1 tackle, 2 tackles, and he only gets about 3 on the carry. And that was Gus Whitaker, number 53, who caused the disruption there and was allowed some more Green Jackets to get in and make the play. Actually, I think at one point Joey Ward ran into his own man.
Yep, I was just going to point that out. It was Luke Guild who seemed to grab him at the waist and then try to take him forward.
Like an old rugby play, you know. Get that big push from your lineman as the rain comes down harder and harder, as we can see it through the lights here at Bernard Putlamay Field. This is the second turf field that they've had since Glens Falls originally put the turf in. And here's the passive play now. Dowers in trouble. He'll take it himself to the 40, up to the 35, to the 30. He's tackled there.
And good awareness by Brandon Fish to come off the receiver to see the quarterback Dowers coming by him and to get him down to the ground with no further yardage gained by Dowers.
Timeout. And,
Holding against Southern Vermont.
and we've got another holding penalty against the Storm. And here they do. They'll move it back.
So another break here for Glens Falls. Got to tighten it up.
And they'll bring it back to the 49-yard line.
Second down and long for Southern Vermont.
One of the great things about one of the unsung heroes are the chain gangs here at these games.
Oh, yeah.
And you got to love it. And you did games here at Glens Falls High School when the mayor of Glens Falls was on the chain gang.
Mayor Hall, right?
Yep.
And Jack Diamond also did
No,
chain
it was
gang.
Jack Diamond.
Was
who
it Jack Diamond?
Yeah, here's a pass. Incomplete. Looking for Mark Turman. That's the first time we've seen him, his name called. So third down and long.
Mayor Diamond's been doing chain gang stuff since way before he became mayor, didn't he?
Yeah, he was always doing it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mayor
Nope.
Hall loved this sports.
Well, Dan, of course, was involved with the merchandising
Yep.
and everything. And Jack Diamond, He'd be there for every home game.
And then I believe one of the Warren County supervisors, Kevin Garrity, an official.
The man kept book for Warrensburg High School.
Yes, that's for years.
No, he still does. Kevin loves it. So 3rd down and a long 19. They've got to get to the 36. And we've got ourselves a little bit of flinching.
I think it'll get called on Southern Vermont. Glens Falls flinched, but they were pulled over by the guard, 79 Burgess Senior.
So Southern Vermont, this is their 3rd penalty of the series.
2-1-9.
And now it brings up a 3rd and 24, which if you're the Storm, you've been very successful with these 3rd and longs. That's been they've been making some big plays on 3rd down and longs here, especially in that second quarter where they were able to do some things and set up their touchdowns and stuff. So now, here we go. 3rd down and 24. The ball is at the 46 now of the Southern Vermont Storm, going from left to right on your radio, on your TV dial. I know it's going to say it once. Here's Dowers. He's got some room to midfield. Misses one tackle. Gets up to the 39. And number 44, Todd Baratow, saying, man, I had him.
I'll pick up a bunch on that play.
So it'll bring down
They got yardage there on 3rd down with Dowers on the scramble. Now, let's see if they end up going for it. I wouldn't doubt that Coach Grimes would go for it. It's like you said, they've had big play success this evening.
4th and 14, ball's at the 39. They've got to get to about the 25. Greenjackets have yet to touch the football here in the second half. Trailing by 14. Nice long plodding drive here. We've seen them go 6 minutes and 13 seconds and counting since the opening kickoff of the second half. Wiggins in the backfield. Movement. Flag on the play. I think this might be a freebie.
Tony Green Jr.
And here's Tony Green Jr. getting to Dowers, but let's see if there's a flag before, and this might be an offside against the Greenjackets. No. No, the penalties against the Storm, and that means the Greenjackets will take over on downs.
So now you take advantage of this opportunity. And you don't have to score quick. You just have to be able to start building momentum. Get Quentin Austin and Pracio going in on the running game. And, you know, I know they've gone to Stasinski a lot, but Charbonneau's got to step up. So does Pickering.
So 1st and 10 for the Greenjackets. Condon, number 17, in a shotgun. Quentin Austin to his right. 2 wide receivers split out to either side of the field. And here's the first play. Condon looking to throw. Finds one over the middle. Looking for Stasinski.
Yeah, that was Zaquan Cancer, I believe. That read the quarterback's eyes perfectly because Condon was looking for Johnny S. again, and Condon just stayed in the lane and just put his hands up, and it was right there burning through.
Well, we get a chance once again. Got to say hello to Jake Gregory and his unit, his Army unit, watching the game tonight. Jake, can't wait to have you back in uniform and join your fellow teammates as he's in the 1427 Transportation Unit. So, got to mention Jake and everybody out there serving our country. 2nd down and 10. Long snap count. Low snap, but Condon manages to field it. Condon looking to throw. In trouble, throwing off the back of his foot, and it's picked off by number 17, Billy Campbell.
Condon's going to see game tape, and Pickering from the slot on the far side was just simply doing a down and in and had nobody on him, and then came up short either toward Pickering or I think it was Charbonneau, the other receiver in the vicinity.
So 2nd turnover for the Greenjackets. And it'll be 1st and 10 now for the Southern Vermont Storm at midfield. Right now we've seen these. Right now the game in the second half has been played between the 50-yard line and the 30-yard line of the Greenjackets, And we're about midway through this third quarter. 28-14, the Storm on top. And well, I'm looking at the radar and everything. I feel like Fred Kwan from like Galaxy Quest. Like there's this big green blob moving to the right, closer and closer to like the dark spots where our towns are, heading towards Corinth. What does that mean? That means rain's coming. So first and 10. Here's a handoff to Wiggins. Wiggins finds the middle, finds a hole to the 40, breaks the tackle to the 35, to the 30. Prophet gonna get a hold of him and finally tackles him down at the 15-yard line. So a gain of 35.
Prophet had him up high, he slid down and got him at the waist and then just dropped. You just slide your arms down at that point once you get them around the waist, and they're gonna go down, probably gain another yard or two. But that's how you got to tackle a back the size and the veracity of Wiggins.
7:02 left here in the third quarter. 28-14, Southern Vermont leading the Greenjackets. Ken Lucchese, Tim Drawbridge, first of 5 home games for you. Our next one will be coming up on the 20th of July as the Middleborough Cobras will come back in a rematch of last year's New England Football League championship game, which the Greenjackets won 13-6 in overtime. So first and 10 from the 15. Dowers in the shotgun. Hand off to Joey Ward. Ward breaks a couple tackles and he gets 5 to about the 10.
Grabbing him by the lower legs and the ankles was Eric France, coming off the edge.
Brandon Fish coming back in the game for Glens Falls. 6:10 left here in this third quarter on a rainy night on the west side of Glens Falls. At Glens Falls High School, home of the Black Bears. I got to admit, this year I'm feeling a lot more comfortable saying that.
It's taken a little time.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Especially when you look at the middle of the field and you don't see the former logo. 2nd and 5. Dowers looking to throw for the end zone. It's got an open receiver. It is caught for the touchdown. And I believe that's Cologne again. Or is that Tillery? No, there's a flag on the play, but that might be a little extracurricular activity. Let's use the catches. Or is that 84, Joe Wiggins? We'll see who it is. No, it's 4. That's Jalen Hill. I've run over almost every wide receiver on the and the 4 guys out there. And let's see what the flag is.
Referee's talking to the Glens Falls bench.
Maybe it's a warning. Well, Linnea Diachile will attempt her 5th extra point. She's 4 for 4 so far. This time she's got a nice swift wind behind her back, and it will be unsportsmanlike against the Greenjackets, which means they'll kick off at the 50. So Diachile will now attempt her 5th extra point. James Mooney is the snapper. Here's the kick. It is up, and it is good.
Diachile showing nice composure with Eric France breaking in off the tackle. And Diachile just nice swing, ease through, and now it's a 21-point deficit for the Greenjackets.
28 unanswered points since Glens Falls took the 14-7 lead. Time of the touchdown, by the way, 9:23.
Still plenty of time left.
Hill on the 5-yard reception from Dowers. That's his 3rd touchdown pass of the game, by the way.
That was a great catch by Hill, just climbing the ladder with 2 defensive backs just underneath him.
I think what I'd like to see is Glens Falls get Quentin Austin back in the back.
Yes.
They get James Prastio Jr. back in the backfield.
Kind of switch him up.
Right, and mix it up, because he was very successful. But after the fumble, on that pitch, he hasn't, we haven't seen much of James Prastio Jr. And when they were the most successful, they were mixing it up. You saw the mix between James Prastio Jr. and Quentin Austin, and that was setting up everybody else. It was setting up John Szynski's catches, and Trayvon Carpenter had made a nice catch as well.
Yeah, since that catch.
Actually, no, the unsportsmanlike went against Southern Vermont, so they're going to be kicking back at their 20-yard line.
And in case
I thought it was the other way.
If you're wondering why do the penalty yardage here and it didn't, negate the touchdown, it was a post-possession penalty. So they had the possession for the touchdown, the celebration. That's what they called it on.
So now Linnea Giachile going to kick off from her 20, and the ball comes off the tee because guess what? The wind's blowing. That means we're going to have someone hold it for her. Now, you better get someone out to hold it next time. Here it comes. It's going to happen.
I think they give them 2 chances, and then somebody's got to come in and hold it for her.
I can feel the wind coming in the booth here because it's swirling now. Here's the kick, and the ball stays up, short end over end. And it's taken by Eric France, number 30. He gets it up to about the 35-yard line, so nice little return by Eric France.
So Giachile not able to take advantage of the wind behind her. So now Glens Falls, nice short field. You've given 2 opportunities to Southern Vermont where they have converted with the short field. Now it's your chance to take advantage.
The interesting thing about if you're watching on YouTube, about the Storm's uniforms, they've got half their shoulder is covered in black. It's like it's I've never seen something look like that ever. And it looks like half the other half is looks like it's got white, blue, silvery stripes. Here's a handoff to James Prasio Jr., number 3. And he will get pushed back after a gain of 3 yards.
And it's a formation we haven't seen yet tonight where you had both Quentin Austin and Prasio in the backfield, faking to Austin, and then handing off to Prasio off the right side.
5:13 left in the third quarter. It's now 35-14. The Southern Vermont Storm leading the Glens Falls Greenjackets here on the Greenjackets channel on YouTube. We'll be back with you again on July 20th. The Middleborough Cobras, 2-0. And they are in action tomorrow at Norwich University in Vermont, taking on the Ravens, who are 0-2. Caleb Condon with a long snap count. And here's the handoff to Quentin Austin. Austin pulls ahead for a couple of yards, and will bring up a 3rd down and 4. And this is smart moves. This is smart right now. Protect the football, regain your offensive confidence. And the important thing is getting the offensive line's confidence.
Yes.
Because what you can do is when an offensive line has struggled, like the Greenjackets offensive line did in the second quarter, you start running the football and let them impose their will. When you start doing that, that sets up your pass game. And with the wind being a little bit more swifter now, I think you want to see the Greenjackets try to make this a four down territory every time they have the football.
They've got some strong offensive linemen. They proved it last year. They can play ground and pound.
Here's Condon, flushed out of the pocket. He is sacked again. That's the 3rd sack for Ray Saunders. Back at the original line of scrimmage, the 35.
Good coverage by Southern Vermont, but one person wide open. Skylar Pickering, near side sideline.
Again, the pocket collapsed. So 4th down and 10 following the sack. And it looks like the Greenjackets are going to go for it. By the way, if Roca tried to attempt the field goal, it would be about 55 yards.
Yeah, into this wind, no way.
Into the wind, no.
Going the other direction, I'd take a shot.
Yeah, I would too. And here's Condon, again with James Prasio Jr. and Quentin Austin on either side of him. 2 wide receivers split to the near side of the field. Szynski now showing motion, number 84. And here is Condon looking to throw. He's got some time. Wide open.
Nice.
Trayvon Carpenter, the tight end, number 86. He's got some room. He's up to the 50, and he's tackled there by number 13. That's Jarrell Young.
Carpenter, what a great move to regain or keep his balance right along the sideline. And because he had that body control and then the awareness to get upfield, that's why the drive continues.
4th down conversion for the Greenjackets puts the ball on the 15 of the Storm. 2:21 and counting and a moving clock. And the Green Jackets looking to get back within 14 here, knowing they could have the wind in the fourth quarter.
Visit the coach.
Jordan Charbonneau and John Stasinski split out to the near side of the field as the Green Jackets going from right to left. Two men in the backfield, Austin and Prastio. And it'll be a fake handoff. It's Condon on the quarterback keeper. 7-17, Condon gets to about the 11, so a gain of 5.
Good play, good awareness by Condon not to pitch the ball with the defender coming out in pursuit of him, being Manny Gordon.
And that's what caused the fumble.
Yes.
It was the pitch, and
well, that play was a similar formation, and they were going to try to do the same exact thing earlier in the first half. It's just the fact that the pitch wasn't clean to Prasio. That time, he had the defender on him, even though Austin had real estate and room to move. It was the wiser move to keep the ball and just gain 2 or 3 yards on top of what you already had.
first, 2nd and 5. Condon, he'll pitch to James Prastio Jr., number 3. He's got some room to the 10. Gets it to the 5 where he's hit, but I think he's got enough for the first down. That was a big smack after that cut inside the 10.
That was a 9 on the jersey, and it's 99, Jamar Gibson, who have called his name a few times tonight.
And he is about a yard shy of the first down. They marked down the ball at the 6. Less than a minute to play here inside 30 seconds. Let's see if the Green Jackets have to get the play off.
And this is a good drive because Glens Falls has gone back to the running game, and they've featured different formations they haven't shown in the game yet.
Now Condon, handoff. Actually, it's a fake. Now the pitch to Quentin Austin, and nothing doing there. 3 tacklers, actually 4 in the area, and it's a loss of 3.
That
back
was
to the 10.
A great read. 42 Gordon, I believe 13 Jarrell Young out that way. They saw the play. They saw Austin trailing Condon, and everybody just slid to the near side. And big play here for Glens Falls now as we get ready to wrap up the third and head for the fourth.
At the end of 3, it's the Southern Vermont Storm 35, the Glens Falls Green Jackets 14. You're watching coverage of the Glens Falls Green Jackets on YouTube. And welcome back to Glens Falls Green Jackets football on the Green Jackets channel on YouTube. Starting the fourth quarter, 4th down and about 6 for the Green Jackets at the 10-yard line.
Big play.
Condon looking to throw, headed for the end zone. First, Stasinski in and out of his hands. And that's a turnover on downs.
Good patience by Condon. Stepped up in the pocket, delivered it. I think there's one that Johnny S. is going to sit here and dream about all night, knowing that he had that in his hands, and it just had to bring it home.
So, ball taken over on downs, 35-14. Greenjackets led 14-7 at the end of one, but since then, 28 unanswered points by the Southern Vermont Storm. A pair of touchdown receptions by Joey Ward. Actually, it's now 3 touchdowns. 3 touchdowns from Curtis Downs to Kyrie Tillery, Joseph Colon, and Jalen Hill, and Joey Ward, and running by Joey Ward and Levante Wiggins has been the key for the Storm on the ground. And speaking of that, now you're seeing both running backs in the backfield along with the quarterback, Curtis Dowers.
Glens Falls showing blitz.
And it's Ward on the carry. Ward crosses the 10 to about the 13-yard line. Ward from Holy Trinity, which was the combination of Notre Dame Bishop Gibbons, Catholic Central, and then originally it was Spa Catholic, and then towards the end, I believe at the end of the run of Holy Trinity, Bishop McGinn joined the fray. But it's funny because Holy Trinity for years was 2 schools. So, and they made a state run at the state championship at one point.
2019.
They were a Class C school. They moved up to Class B, and one of the great playoff games here at Glens Falls High School, they beat Glens Falls 36-35. And now we got ourselves a timeout. First timeout of the half taken by the Storm.
Yeah, a lot of confusion in the huddle.
They had a great group of running backs, and Joey Tortello was their quarterback who went on to play at UAlbany.
Tortello knew how to run that offense for Holy Trinity.
You know what? It was one of those things where that team, I remember watching that team as a Class C team when they went to play up in Lake George. We did a game against them.
Yeah.
And they were the coaching staff was telling me how good they were, but they were talking about a lineman they had who went on to play at UConn. But they said, you got to see this lineman, but our skill people, we got this young quarterback who was a freshman, Tortello, and we got these 3 skilled guys who were going to make, and they were really good, and one of them was Joey Ward. With Tortello, he was starting as a freshman. He was a 4-year starter there at Holy Trinity. And he had such a great presence the way he just managed the offense.
Oh, absolutely.
So now Dower is setting up a screen pass, dropped at the line of scrimmage.
Pass incomplete.
And it'll bring up a third down and 7.
And we'll call it 13.
And I think that was Ward, who's just simply disappointed in himself getting up slow. Actually, no, it was Cologne. Disappointing in the fact that he knew he should have had that and been able to get upfield.
No, I haven't been drinking. Yes, I should.
So third down and 7. Dan Miner's getting out the A material now on the PA. Yeah, here we are on a rainy night in the west end of Glens Falls. Ken Lucchese, Tim Drawbridge on the Glens Falls Greenjackets YouTube channel. We'll be back with you on the 20th of July. Right now, though, Glens Falls trailing 35-14 after leading 14-7 after the first. It's been 28 unanswered points by the Southern Vermont Storm. Third down and 7, empty backfield. Dower sets up a screen to Wiggins. Wiggins gets the first down at the 20-25, up to the 30, knocked out of bounds at the 33-yard line. And that is Tyler Brown, number 24, on the tackle.
And give credit to
And we got a flag on the play at about the 21-yard line.
Flag on the play.
Joey Ward was the receiver on that near side, and everybody just went with him, just clearing out everything for Wiggins. And maybe that's another reason as to why Wiggins had so much room to be able to maneuver in. There's a holding call against Southern Vermont.
And guess what? It brings it back 10 yards, and we get to do the third down all over again. So
it's 3rd and 7.
So the long gain is negated by the hold, so we get to do it all over again at 3rd and 7. Dowers with Wiggins in the backfield. That's Dowers number 16, Wiggins number 33. 3 wide receivers split to the far side of the field. Here comes Ward in motion. He'll take the pitch. Looking to throw, in trouble, and he will be throwing across the field back to Dowers, wide open, is Wiggins. And Wiggins gets the first down.
That's just simply Sandlot football. You had the luck of Ward throwing back to the quarterback, Dowers, and it was still a lateral. Who gets it to Wiggins for the first down.
And it looks like Isaiah Stevens gets you up a little gingerly. Yeah, what an amazing play set up by Joey Ward. As he was dead, he looks like he was faking the throw. Put the ball down as he was being tackled, threw it back to his quarterback Dowers, who was able to find Wiggins wide open on the right side of the field, and it was enough for a first down. So it's 18. So it brings up a 1st and 10 from the 25.
And you could say, hey, Ward, he's in the grasp. No, he's not the quarterback. He's the running back. So
Right.
he was allowed to continue the play and get it back to Dowers.
Speaking of Ward, here's Ward on the carry. And he gets it to the 28, a gain of 3.
That play right now just sums up the night for Glens Falls.
And the thing is, the Greenjackets, it's just been, they haven't been penalized a lot. So if you think about it, it hasn't been about the penalties that have done them in. It's just been sometimes poor execution. So 2nd and 7.
And on that previous play, they had Ward. They had the right reads on defense. They were in the process of tackling. Just a stroke of bad luck.
Greenjackets have 3 timeouts left. Southern Vermont with 2. Dowers setting up a screen, got his man open, and tackled
Nice.
immediately for a loss. And I believe that's Cologne on the catch, number 0.
Deering on the tackle.
And a loss of 3, bringing it back to the original line of scrimmage. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and 10. Actually, more than that, it'll bring up a 3rd down and make it 3rd down and 13. 10 minutes left in the football game, 35-14. Southern Vermont leading. Glens Falls Greenjackets, and everybody else is off next week. And then the Greenjackets will be back in action on the 13th of July. They'll be heading to Worcester to take on the Wildcats before coming back home on July 20th against the Middleborough Cobras. Now, 3rd and 13. Dowers rolling to his right. Got some room. Throws it. Complete at the 21. Still on his feet as the receiver was not touched.
And gets the first down.
Uh-oh. Let's see if there's any.
But we have a flag on the play.
That will be for a late hit out of bounds, I think.
Well, there was one before. Let's see what the flag is. We're waiting. It's a flag against. It's against the
And another
Storm
flag.
beforehand.
Another flag on the play.
And now we've got a flag. This might be a late one. Let's see what the flag is on the other side. So 2 flags on the play. First one goes against the Storm. Let's see what the second one is.
I think the second one goes against the Storm, too.
So the officials now talking things over here as we've got 9:28 left in the football game, 35-14, and Southern Vermont leading. Officials talking with John Hammond and Tyler Brown. And now Tyler Brown going to talk talking to the officials about it, what they want to do.
There are 2 penalties on the play.
Well, the second one's obviously post-possession.
So the officials conferring about the 22-yard line of the Storm. All right, so we've got
Hold.
first penalty is a holding against Southern Vermont. Second one, personal foul against Southern Vermont.
Ball, personal foul against Vermont on the other one.
So after all of that, basically it's a good amount of yardage going to be walked back on Southern Vermont.
And you can tell the wind has picked up. The rain is sort of lightened up slightly, but you can tell the wind has picked up by looking at some of the officials' rain gear that they're wearing. So the ball is going back. I think they're taking it all the way back to the 6-yard line of Southern Vermont. as we're waiting for the ball to be respotted here. So we had a holding penalty and a third and a lot. I like that. Third and long distance area code. They got to get to the 35 for the first down. Brown from his Dowers from his end zone, looking to throw over the middle. Got a receiver. That's Turman, his first catch of the game, and he's knocked down at about the 27-yard line. So bring up a 4th and 8.
And defensively, when Glens Falls looks at this game tape, they've got to tighten up on these 3rd down and longs, because you cannot allow the receivers just to run with reckless abandon and be able to get these big plays with lots of yardage.
One thing we haven't seen yet from Southern Vermont is a punt. And this might be the first punt of the game, as James Mooney is out deep. He might be the punter. So I'm thinking he's going to be kicking. There's Jonathan Hammond, who he's been very quiet today. We haven't mentioned Jonathan's name a couple of times, only maybe once or twice. He's back to receive the punt. Now, remember, the punt's going into the wind. And let's see if Jim Grimes has got something set up, and now we've got ourselves a timeout. As Southern Vermont uses its second timeout of the half. Greenjackets have all 3.
All right. So we'll jump in with the timeout with a couple of notes. We'll call it interactivity. We talked about the knockout, losing in double overtime. Sarah Pratt made it all the way up from Troy and LaSalle to be on the sidelines and pick up coaching duties now with special teams and the Greenjackets. And one of the coaches with the knockout I've known for years, Walt Chernosky. Yeah, lost in double OT again, 2nd year in a row, painful, but you know what, a great season for the New York knockout. As he said, a couple of plays still could have been going. Then all of a sudden I turn around and I see a former Glens Falls Green Jacket text message come in. He's the head coach of the Stillwater Warriors. The run to the Dome. Let's see, Lilac, Jackson Mueller, just a couple of the names of the graduating seniors. It's Ian Godfrey. Watching the broadcast says Joey Ward went to Troy High School when they won the state championships with Burns. Next year, Hunley was the Holy Trinity stud.
Yep. I will say this about Ian Godfrey. I will put Ian Godfrey in my years of covering high school football. I say this, Ian Godfrey was one of the best quarterbacks I ever saw. And he was at Fort Edward High School.
Yep.
I will put him up there with I've seen some good ones. And, of course, the first one I have to mention is that guy named Gerard, at Glens Falls High School. Two state football championships, a couple of state basketball championships, Division I athlete, 4 years at Syracuse, a year at Clemson. Here's the punt by Mooney. High end over end. And this one bounces out of bounds. Let's see where they spot it. And where do they put it? I'm thinking the 48.
Yep.
So Ian Godfrey was, I put him up there with any quarterback I saw, big school or small school. We saw those. There was years at Cambridge, was Cambridge High School, just we're putting out quarterbacks left and right.
Mm-hmm.
And I go back to the late Georgia with the Deersteins.
Sure. With
them, and you look at some of the other good quarterbacks that I've seen, coming from Glens Falls High School, and I'll even throw a couple of the Queensbury guys out there, because you know what, running that double wing offense that John Arian ran, that tight double wing.
Oh, very tight.
Real tight. I learned a lot from watching him and Michaeline and Bruno at Warrensburg High School, and they taught me a lot about the double wing. Here's Condon looking to throw. Speaking of quarterbacks, former guy from Hudson Falls, got a wide open receiver, underthrew.
Prastio.
James Prastio Jr., number 3.
Just to finish up the thought on Ian Godfrey, from a coaching standpoint, and going back to, I want to say it was the Class D against Greenwich and Coach Lynette in the rain at Schuylerville High School and the lightning delay too. He had a particular team and a particular set of personnel, and then he adapted to his personnel this year, realizing he had Jackson Mueller as such a great athlete, and just being able to utilize and be able to maximize his players' abilities. It was great to see the adjustments over a 3 or 4 year period of time. And reload Coach Godfrey. Always loved talking to you. He's one of those coaches like Coach Arian when you sit back, you talk to the media, and Kenny, you know how this goes.
Oh, yeah.
Don't really want to talk, don't really want to open up. Same thing with Coach Lilac here at Glens Falls. But when they realize that you have the interests about, one, the game, two, the kids' best interests, and the fact that you want to see the kids succeed and then reflect about them in this fashion, that's when they'll sit back and they'll talk your ear off and get text messages like that.
On the 2nd down and 10, Condon completed a 7-yard pass to number 14, Jordan Charbonneau. Yeah, you look at some of how these small schools, and they have to they get this run where they build from the freshmen up.
Yes.
Cambridge managed just to be good.
Yes.
But you got these teams that all of a sudden they got a senior class, and then they bring in these freshmen who take their lumps, and then by the time they're seniors, they're really battle-tested. So 3rd down and about 2. Condon still looking to throw. Short one over the middle. Scott Stasinski, number 84, over the flat, and he's going to bring it down to about the 21-yard line.
And speaking about John Stasinski out of South Glens Falls, nice pitching catch between him and Condon. And it's great to see South Glens Falls reloading up and getting stronger as a program once again, running the double wing the last couple of years.
As I say, I used to, at the start of high school football training camps, would go the second week and go to different schools. And I want to talk about, speaking of John Arian, one day I go up there, and he sees me, and he goes, John, I'll leave you guys alone. I just want to watch. I want to learn. He goes, come back tomorrow. And he goes, what? He goes, come back tomorrow and hang out with us, and I will teach you what you want to know. And I came back. I was with his assistant coaches, and he was like telling me, what do you see? What do you see? He goes, I want to tell you what we're doing.
Yeah.
And he had the freshmen, the JV, and the varsity running the same things all at once. And he was telling me about the quarterbacks and the different formations and stuff. Low snap, by the way, on the 1st down. Here's Condon, flush out of the pocket again, in trouble. And he will be tackled this time, I believe it's number 95, by Monty Warren. And there's a flag on the play beforehand. I think they got Glens Falls for a hold. And it is holding.
Just a play where Condon looked to kind of spin out of the pocket, and he just spun right back into the defensive end coming in from that side.
But no, John Arian, the day I went to Queensbury High School, he said, come on over and hang out with us. And I was watching them. He goes, what do you see my quarterback doing? This. He goes, here's the intricacies of our offense and what you should know. Because I wanted to understand it better calling the game. And it helped me immensely in trying to understand how Queensbury ran a tight run double wing. Because I had seen for years Lansingburg run it. And they ran a spread version of it.
Mm-hmm.
And they had the athletes to run the spread. So 1st and 20.
Showing blitz.
Condon got the time, looking for the near side of the field.
Ooh.
Does he have his receiver? No, he was out of bounds. It was a nice catch. That was John 84 Stasinski, though. Couldn't bring it. Couldn't pull a Mario Manningham.
He was trying to tippy-toe that sideline and almost pulled it off.
5:20 left in the football game. It's 35-14. Greenjackets looking to add some points here. They led 14-7 at the end of the first quarter, but since then it's been 28 straight points by the Storm, including 21 in the second quarter alone. So now, 2nd down and 10. Second and 20, excuse me. Condon, empty backfield. 3 men to one side of the field, that's the far side, and 2 to the near. Got the time, rolling, flush out of the pocket, throwing one, dumps one off to his tight end, Trayvon Carpenter, number 86. He's got the ball, and he is tackled at the 24-yard line. And he will be about 8 yards short of the first down.
I think one of the things Condon wants to be able to look and try to adjust and adapt his game, he loves rolling out to the near side. All right-handed quarterbacks do. But he's got to look back and survey the other side of the field. He was doing that in the first quarter, but with the pressure that Southern Vermont has been implementing and bringing here in the second half, because they know he's going to stand in the pocket and pitch it downfield, look toward that left side, maybe give it a quick read before you look to the near side where you're feeling pressure.
So I believe it's 4th down and 8. Carpenter, Charbonneau, Prastio, and Quentin Austin all to the far side of the field. Szynski isolated to the near side. And Condon will looking for the end zone, and it is a flag on the play in the end zone.
There's a flag on the play.
They were looking for James Prastio Jr., number 3.
I think they get Prastio on a push-off, but at this point it's incomplete, and the ball will go over to Southern Vermont.
I didn't see a penalty. I think Prastio touched him. I thought he was behind the play. Let's see what it is. It's a hold against Glens Falls. And a pass interference.
Replay the down.
So, offsetting penalties, guess what? We get to do it all over again. So we did have 2 penalties. There was a pass interference, but it was defensive pass interference, but a hold on the Greenjackets. As we've got 3.5 minutes left here in this football game, 35-14 your score. Southern Vermont Storm leading Glens Falls. Other action going on tonight at Foley Stadium in Worcester. The Riptide, as the Greenjackets take their first time out of the half. The Worcester Wildcats hosting the Rhode Island Riptides. That got underway at 6:30 tonight. And the Middleborough Cobras will make the trip up to Norwich University tomorrow to take on the Vermont Ravens. That's a 2 p.m. start time there, as the Ravens play their games in the afternoon on Sundays. They must not have lights over at Norwich University on the campus there.
I don't remember if they do or they don't. It's been a long time since being over in that particular part of Vermont.
Well, you were up in the Northeast Kingdom where you went to school.
Oh, yeah.
At Linden State. Been there twice. Had there when I was involved with the basketball program at Franklin Pierce College, now university. Back in the old NAIA days when we were making the transition, we played all. We had that. We had to go there. I had to go to Johnson State.
Yep.
That was the coldest place on earth.
No, Lindenville was.
No, Lindenville was nice compared. It was the coldest day on earth was the day we had to go to Johnson. And then, of course, they had the 4 schools down the Rutland area.
Yep.
St. Joe's the provider, Castleton,
yep.
now Castle University. Okay, there's 2 other ones. What's the one? Green Mountain, which was in Poultney.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, you had St. Joe's the provider. Yeah, I think it was just the 3. You had St. Joe's the provider, Green Mountain, and Castleton University. And the Spartans, speaking of them, you ever told me they would be having a Division III football program. It was crazy. But a lot of the local kids go over there and play. So 3rd down and 7 again. Got to get to the 16 for the first down. Condon showing blitz. Throwing one up for the end zone. This might be a jump ball and is intercepted in the end zone. And it's brought out. This time it is, by the way, Valentino Smith. And he's tackled out of bounds about the 22-yard line by James Prastio Jr.
I believe that's Kellen Scott down injured for the Greenjackets, one of the offensive linemen.
And we've also got Smith injured as probably turned an ankle or something or twisted a knee as he was being tackled out of bounds. So with 3 minutes and 11 seconds left, the Storm will take over following the interception. And
so obviously this is going to be one to sit back and have heartburn over with the bye next week. But you take this now as an opportunity to learn from the little mistakes and face all the big mistakes you've made. Because if you can overcome the big mistakes, you will be able to get this 0-2 record that you're facing now, get back to 500, and have ample opportunity to reposition yourself in the playoff race as we get into August. But you have to face the challenges. 1, discipline. 2, stop the penalties. 3, just you got to get somebody else involved besides Johnny Szynski in the offense when it comes to the passing game.
One thing in talking with the Greenjackets people, this is an important rivalry they want to build.
Yes.
They've talked about how they're their closest team. They're only about an hour away down in Bennington. Now here's the handoff to Wiggins. Wiggins up the middle. and he gets tackled there by number 40, Jacob Keast. But they talked about establishing a rivalry and trying to find one within the New England Football League. Now you could say, what about the Middleborough Cobras? Well, the Middleborough Cobras are still far enough away. You know, the games they played last year were great.
Yes.
But having a regional rivalry, you know, you used to have these great rivalries within the Empire Football League and the New England Football League when you had the Glove City Colonials, you had the Watertown Red and Black. When I was coming up here on weekends, they talked about the Albany Metro Maulers.
You just read my mind because I was talking with Hank Pelton about that earlier in the week.
Ball's on the ground, but picked up. Bad exchange between the quarterback, Curtis Dowers, and Wiggins, but the Storm recovered. I thought that was, like, I would come up and listen. They would, announce the score. I thought, what a great name. The Metro Maulers. Not realizing it was Mallers, not Maulers. Oh, yeah, because that was named after an actual place. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I mean, that wasn't like Metro Maulers? He goes, no, not like the USFL team, the Pittsburgh Maulers.
And that was a great USFL name.
Well, my brother-in-law from Pittsburgh told me that a mauler is another term for an iron worker or a steel worker. So that's where they got the name for that. And it was easy to put the logo in, it was great because they put the circular logo in the same spot, which was like around second base of Three River Stadium where the Steelers Steelmark logo used to go.
Yeah.
Now, there were one of the things we used to love about the USFL, the original incarnation, were some of the names and some of the helmet logos.
There's some names over the years that they need to go back and resurrect, and all the talk about the games in London and, Jacksonville, this, that, and the other thing. The NFL is obviously looking international. Bring back the London Monarchs. The Boston, New Orleans.
The Breakers.
I
like, whose helmet I loved was the Arizona Wranglers. That logo with the branding iron.
Yes.
All right, so here's it. This is a quick direct snap to Joey Ward. Ward looking to turn the corner to the 25, 30, 35, and he stopped there at the 36-yard line, and he'll be shy of the first down by a couple.
Another big play for Southern Vermont. Kind of puts the exclamation point on their victory tonight.
With a minute 40 left here, 35-14. You had the LA Express. You see, I love the colors of the LA Express because those are my high school colors, the navy blue and silver. And another one, here's one for you, the Denver Gold.
The Denver Gold playing at Mile High.
Yep, Craig Morton was the quarterback. There was a great book called Football for $1, which was written about the history of the USFL because they won the lawsuit against the NFL.
For $1.
And what it ended up being, because of the way the New York State law was, that you had to triple the amount, so it ended up being a $3 check. The check has never been cashed, by the way.
Glad they brought back the Jersey Generals, the Michigan Panthers.
Great logo. They had a great logo. You had the Breakers. You talked about the Breakers. And
the Memphis Showboats.
Yep. When they brought them back, they should have brought that great logo. And who can remember? The Minister of Defense played for the Memphis Showboats. Reggie White played for them.
Yeah,
he was a Tennessee guy.
Philadelphia Stars.
And another one for you. Green and blue, the San Antonio Gunslingers.
That was another one that you read my mind on.
They played in one of the worst fields of all. Alamo, before they built the Alamo Dome, they played at this field, which was basically a glorified high school field.
Yep.
And we're inside 30 seconds here, as that'll be it. As the Glens Falls Greenjackets fall to 0-2. And just when you think you really need to play a game, guess what? We've got a lead-wide break coming up. So it's kind of tough if you look at this. When you've had fits and starts to your season, play a game, week off, play another game, then you got another week off before the 13th, and they head to Worcester to take on the Wildcats at Foley Field. So
they know they have a target on their back. They know everybody's aiming for them. Use it as motivation. Use it as mental leverage. Look at the game tape today. And you made certain adjustments defensively. You got to tighten up over the middle on the big plays, and offensively, your scheme, your strengths. Get back to your bread and butter. The running game, and I love Johnny Stasinski. Don't get me wrong, but somebody else has to step up with that wide receiving core.
Yeah, and then the fact that the Greenjackets came out playing really well. Just a quick recap for you. Greenjackets took a 7-0 lead off the opening kickoff, Condon to Szynski. That took place at the 5:55 mark. The kick was good. And then Southern Vermont, after an exchange of turnovers, would score on a Joey Ward 4-yard touchdown run with 5 seconds left. Well, on the ensuing kickoff, it was a short kickoff to the 31. At the end of the first quarter, 69-yard touchdown pass, beautiful pass from Condon to Szynski, making it 14-7. And then it was all the Storm, as the Storm would score 21 unanswered points in the second quarter. Touchdowns for Tillery, Joey Ward, and Cologne. And on the day, Dowers with 3 touchdown passes, and the only score in the third quarter was another reception of 55 yards. Hill got that one from Dowers, and that came after a 3rd down and 30 pass completion. It was a 25-yard completion, and it was a 4th and 5 on the 55-yard reception. And then there was no scoring in the fourth quarter, but 28 unanswered points by the Southern Vermont Storm, who improved to 3-0. The Greenjackets now 0-2 as we said, we go into a league-wide bye week, and then the Greenjackets get to regroup, heading on the road to Worcester to take on the Wildcats on the 13th of July before they come home on the 20th for a rematch with the Middleborough Cobras, who will be in action tomorrow up at Norwich University on the campus there when they take on the Vermont Ravens. Tough loss for the Greenjackets, but like I said, you've got another week to regroup, get some bodies healed, and then get ready for practice and look forward to the game against Worcester in a couple of weeks.
Absolutely. Just you got to refocus. And this is the same team they had last year, basically. They know what they got to do.
Well, our next broadcast of Green Jackets football on the Green Jackets YouTube channel will come your way on Saturday night, July 20th, as they take on the Middleborough Cobras here at Glens Falls High School at Bernard Putnam Memorial Field. For Tim Drawbridge, I'm Ken Lucchese. Thanks for tuning in. Your final score one more time. It was Southern Vermont Storm 35 and the Glens Falls Green Jackets 14.